This is the true story of 24 hours, picked to be broadcast, and have the day taped, and find out what happens when people don't get sleep, and podcast instead.
What a story, Mark.
It's GMYD, all day you drunks.
It almost worked.
My bad.
I couldn't see you.
I know. Fred was just in the way.
I was like, oh.
No, wait,
Go for it.
Sorry. Bitch! That?
No, that's the end of the hour.
No.
Nathan's watching us from the bathroom.
Is that all you got?
Hello, Nathan.
Nathan
Hello,
is
Nathan.
watching us from the back.
Yeah, that's what we got now.
What are you
We got
talking
him.
Lev.
We gotta thank
Look at me,
Jenny.
I'm so fucking fancy. I got my microphone clipped in my shirt.
Good laughs.
We gotta
Relax.
thank Jenny who's getting ready to take off.
We do have to thank
Thank
Jenny.
you.
Jenny was a...
No, I think I did. And her microphone. So she's like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm out of here.
Audi.
Yeah. She also made Matt pretty. So
She made that pretty, and
So
and,
pretty.
and I appreciate you because we always have a great musical discussion whenever you're here.
that was a fun one, though.
Are you gonna walk in, you gonna go say goodbye to Nathan in the toilet?
Knock on the door and say, "Hey, bye, Nathan."
in the
No,
toilet.
that's serious.
with
Just knock on the door and say,
terror
"Hey, Nathan, I'm leaving. Take care."
Sounds like a clue. The conclusion to a clue game.
Oh,
I've
man.
got a raging
Nathan
clue.
is-
Hold on. Shh. What did he say?
Probably should.
That's awesome.
Oh,
You
that's
need
a
help?
bit-
Do you need help or you're good?
He made it a thing. Like,
Somebody go put a mic under the door.
he made it a thing. Like, it didn't need to be a thing.
It wasn't a big deal until he made it a big deal,
would've
and now it's a huge deal.
It could have only been better if he was just like, I'm shitting!
Yeah.
No, that's the whole thing is that he's not gonna do that. That's the
Yeah.
bit is that he's embarrassed.
If he would have just gone and taken a shit, nobody would have even
That's
fucking
the whole
known.
thing is that it's.
So what is he saying? He's in there
He's
whacking
scared.
it?
No,
he went in there-
He's shitting. He's shitting. There's no mystery to it. The problem is that
He turned on the shower.
he believes
first.
that he doesn't want anybody to hear him shit because apparently it has to be the worst sounding thing in the world, and so he made it what honestly nobody would have thought about.
Why is it worse?
He
now?
made it a big deal, so now it's at the point where it's like he's taking a shit and he's got to turn on the shower and he thinks everybody's hanging out by the door and every noise he makes is heard.
Every
You know-
noise you make,
If
Every
you
every
think about it,
shit you take.
Liam.
Every time you wipe, whether it's day or night, we're watching you.
Because I put a
Come on, buddy.
camera in the toilet.
Yeah. And now we're back to the fucking chirping.
well, like from a territorial perspective, though, I mean, when
probably
you're
gonna
sitting
be
on your toilet, because I don't like to shit on other people's toilets.
I should where I got to shit. I mean,
See,
the choices
I like going
are
home. Personal preference.
the
Personal
choices
preference.
are.
I like going home. I like using my own toilet. But when you're sitting on your own throne, all that grunting and squeezing, it's kind of like marking your territory. Like, you know, fuck it. If other people have to listen to me going like,
Here's the bottom.
Well, I'm not
look,
an animal, so I'm.
There's two choices. There's a toilet, wherever it is, or my pants.
Well, look,
And
man,
it's never gonna. My pants is never gonna be the answer. So I don't care where it is.
if me taking a shit sounded like a cat simultaneously drowning and being strangled, I don't think I would want other people to fucking hear it.
But
And
I'm
I'm
not-
gonna
but-
be honest. Like, I don't need to mark my territory. I'm fully capable of realizing that, like, in these walls, this is my territory. Like, I think the walls are good enough. To,
I think the rent
I think
check.
yeah, that does it.
Bye, Jenny.
But I mean,
Bye, Jenny.
if it's gonna
Thank you,
keep other
honey.
animals out, I will do it.
No, for me it's.
Bye, Jenny. We'll miss you.
miss you,
Please
honey.
don't leave me with these people.
Too late. She's gone.
Up to you now.
it's
As
not
the only
saying it.
woman left.
No, I mean, again, the choice is your pants or a toilet. I don't give a fuck who hears me.
Fred, have you ever crapped your pants?
Have I? No.
You know what? I got to do
No,
something
I've
first.
come close.
Welcome back to Good All Day You Drunks.
Right.
Good Morning You Drunks presents All Day You Drunks. I don't know what show this is.
We're all
This is
just
Good
all day.
Morning You Drunks, the return of the Good Morning You Drunks, return of the junks, and the junks.
The junk.
Return of the junk.
The junk. Yeah.
You're not gonna like it. We're halfway. We're more than halfway
13.
done.
Right.
I gotta figure out what a camera is. It's like, man, that ain't the camera.
Right.
We're more than
Oh,
halfway
look, we came
done.
out 20 pounds lighter.
Nathan has just come out of the toilet.
Hey.
Feel better?
Why is he tucked in? I don't know.
Because when he pulled his pants up, it's what you automatically do. I gotta do the same thing. I
Guys,
tuck in
this
and-
is hour 13 that we've entered. We're 12 hours down. 9 o'clock. We're over the halfway. We're over the hump. Going till 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, live, 24 hours of content.
That's
He's unstoppable now. Now he's unstoppable.
You know what you are? Unstoppable. This is terrible. You look like
Looks like a wrestler from the 70s.
Nate the Animal Steel.
Yeah.
Or possibly Bluto from the Popeye movie.
Haystacks Calhoun.
I'm mean.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean.
Pants, right?
Yeah, it's the pants.
Don't do the put your pants. You pull a fork out, just jab him in the head.
Oh,
Am
oh
I
my
the
God.
only one that
that's-
likes Popeye the
Sorry,
movie?
everybody.
No, it's
No.
all right.
Put my camel toe away. You're welcome.
Mammal toe?
I think
Man,
Nathan's junk
Joe.
was just on camera.
Right.
Huh?
Thank
Shall we
God.
get to the
You know
roll
what,
again?
Jenny? Thank God you left because it's already started.
Balls out, fellas.
Everybody get him out.
This is when things. This is the good thing about this. Getting over the halfway mark is this is when shit starts to get real. This is when people stop being polite
Let's start getting real.
and start pooping.
First thing, I'd like to introduce myself. Y'all may know me. I'm sort of a local celebrity around here.
Local celebrity, Don.
Your name
I had a
Alfredo Torres.
long running radio show on a radio. You might be familiar with it. It's
Oh.
called
Still doing
the
it.
Mike and Bob Show. Yeah, I'm kind of famous, so
There
it's
was-
kind of a big deal.
You're gonna set him off.
It's kind of a big deal.
And set him
But
off.
y'all might recognize me.
Oh boy.
Are you Mike or Bob?
How is reality brief?
I'm Mike Bob.
Reality
You're
brief.
Mike Bob. Oh, you're Mike,
Mike
Bob.
Bob.
We've we got Don and Dan. Do you guys? One of my favorite recording artists of the early '60s.
Don and Dan.
Surf rock duo. Don and Dan.
Yeah.
From reality, how is Reality Brief doing? Still on 8 p.m. at Wednesdays. We were just saying that like you guys were the only. You guys were the. We're just gonna get this shit talking right for it. You guys were the only. You guys were the only.
Non-us.
The only non-us show to number one. Continue. And that I think that stuck with it, even though you guys had no reason to stick with it.
Well, we got plenty of reasons. See,
Yeah, we have
No,
all
meaning-
we have all kinds of reasons.
No, meaning
No, stick with
Before the-
Radio for Radio. Like
Yeah.
I think once you kind of got the start and Ronald decided to stop doing his show and just left it to you, like you were willed the show. I feel like once he like disappeared, you guys had no reason to really stick with Radio
show.
for Radio, but you did, and we appreciate that. I don't think we ever got to say that because when you guys were leaving was the same time that me and Justin were trying to get the hell out of there.
yeah, that's pretty much why we were leaving. Because I mean,
Writing
it was
was on
pretty
the wall.
easy. It was pretty easy to see the radio fail.
So you're saying you guys were all like outside of us who were actively trying to claw our way out of the situation that we were in. You guys were the only other the only other show that wasn't surprised when I was like, "Look, guys, we gotta leave." Like when I was saying, "Hey, we're not getting any help, and we're working 40 hours." So you guys were the only other show that were like, "Oh, you know what? I think these guys were right when they tried to give up on it the first time." that no one's going to really pitch in. You know, this is what bugs us.
But
Nobody-
before you get there,
Now,
may I just say
everybody-
you're,
yeah.
you're, you're totally looking glamorous tonight. I'm really digging it.
Come on, guys. Let this rant get out.
I'll tell you because I'm not gonna down anybody because everybody who came in and did the show, I love them. But like, no, thank you.
Biscuits.
There's biscuits and chicken over there. And I think there's a couple pieces
outside of you
Come on,
guys.
let him finish this.
I
We were
love
like getting
biscuits.
all over the place.
Well,
Guys,
I
let-
think outside of you guys and outside of like Popped, nobody else was worried about the bigger Radio Free Radio. They were worried about coming in and doing their show, but they weren't worried about getting their show better.
Everybody
to a better
just wanted
place.
their biscuit.
Everybody wanted their biscuit.
Because it's fucking bow tie.
You guys understood that we
Fuck
were
yeah,
doing
all the
things
time.
in a visual medium. We'd gotten away from radio, and you actively took your show and worked to make your show better, look better, and to grow your audience. And outside of you guys and Popped and what we were doing, which we all kind of had I don't think anybody else cared to do that. And the worst part is everybody knows that, especially for me to come back and say, I'm out of this, guys. You guys have fun. For me to come back and say, hey, I've got to step in and like shut this down because Justin's in a bad place. Not a single person since that happened, not a single person reached out to Justin to just say, hey, are you guys okay? Outside of
Don
obviously this
messaged me.
room. Don, obviously. Everybody, because what people don't realize is, as much of an asshole as the Don character is, Don's actually a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all comes back to we're scumbags from Hampton.
Hey, hey, dude, and I almost fucking threw away my bandana, dog. I almost moved to Chesapeake today,
Wow.
Oh.
but I didn't.
Do you guys
What's
just
going
like,
on here?
let's pack the car up, let's just move to Chesapeake today.
Something
know,
came
let's
up, and it was literally like right across the street from where I work. I've been looking to move anyway, so when I went and looked at it,
It's not getting better around here.
You know, the wife don't like it, so we're just gonna stay where we're at for now.
I was out your way the other day.
I'm upset with Hampton.
I mean, I didn't really like it either, so.
There's a lot of
None of those
potential
scumbags.
in Hampton,
Always. It just
and
always
it's a
seems
nice
that way.
little city.
It's been here for 400 fucking years. If they were gonna realize the potential, it would have been realized by now, man.
Creepy Nate behind me.
Creepy Nate.
I don't know. I just get bugged. I get bugged with how the city's treated, and I get bugged. I'm bugged by the leadership of the city. I'm bugged by the council. Council makes nothing but wrong moves. That's why we've got the power plant. We've got a lot of failed business ventures. They look at, hey, how can we? This is the hour where we just slam the city of Hampton. They look at the city. And they don't look at what the city could be. They think, oh, let's build a town center. Let's build the power plant. We'll build these things and we'll get people to drive over as a destination.
Yep.
That's not what this should be. This should be a nice community, a nice commuter community where people can live. And these neighborhoods are beautiful. Even my neighborhoods, it's a working class neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. It's plenty of trees.
Is this a good time
Let's
to
face
discuss
it,
how
though.
taxation is theft?
Let's face it, though. Think about this. Say
now,
you live.
now
say,
this is where we disagree.
say you live. I don't know, a couple states away, whatever, arbitrary, doesn't matter. Do you really
Kansas.
want to come and vacation in Hampton?
Nope.
I mean,
If I live across the water, the only reason I want to come over here is to see my parents. When I lived in Virginia Beach,
it's
the
a
only
nice
reason-
place to live, but that's
wouldn't wanna
that's
come
all you're
here.
doing is living here. You're not like doing anything else.
Part of that is the fact that there's no reason to be here, but there's reason to be everywhere else. That's why they have
It's
to
a
try to
central
make.
location. It's like Wilmington, Delaware.
They
the place
have
itself sucks, but it's in the middle of everything good.
Yeah, but the place doesn't suck. Not as bad as you make it out. The place was just voted one of America's cities 3 years ago.
This
Now-
is
hold on. Let me
This is what I-
time out. Let me finish. So the problem here is that, again, with everything within driving distance, they have to make something here to bring people here, because otherwise the people here won't stay,
Why not just make it a nice city to live in?
because they're trying to raise revenue, and the way you
can't
raise
centrally
revenue,
plan a nice place to live.
you got to have people to come in, or you're not going to raise revenue. That's just the bottom line.
I say just let the city dictate.
and also with the
Their
what-
ideas about raising revenue are crap, because everything in this town gets taxed to death, and the only things that are prospering are things that are getting taxpayer subsidies, like over near Target, all that new stuff in the ruins of what used to be Coliseum Mall. And, after 400 years, like we talked about realizing that potential, 400 years, the people of this town do not understand economic liberty, and that's what it's going to take to make Hampton a nice place. Taxation is theft.
Stop.
And democracy is mob rule.
Yeah. Okay. Stop.
there's
Stop.
no-
Now
we need
you're
taxes.
talking craziness.
Taxes
Stop
are
it.
good.
No,
Stop it. Stop.
I'm never going to
Police.
stop, Ron.
But what you're talking about isn't going to help this. Isn't going to help this community.
No, economic
It's not-
liberty will help this community. Knock off the taxes. The way they, there's like, if you own a business, right, they can tax you down to like every single chair. Don was the one who told me about this. There's this business use tax.
Yeah, but you
can
can't
tax them down to the pencils on the counter that
you
customers
can't.
use.
You cannot go, and get rid of taxes in a community. That needs to be done throughout the nation. You can't do it in
No,
a
on a
community. You
local
can't do
level,
it.
you can cut
can't
city
because
taxes.
you can't.
The viewer
You
alarm
can't.
is going off.
I'm just saying, you can't do that. That's got to be
You
done
can,
on.
and
That's got to be
you're
done on a
wrong.
national level, a national level. Because it doesn't affect what you're paying here. The little tax that you're paying here isn't going to make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things.
It will if you want to attract people from other cities.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
I mean, who goes?
It's gotta be
goes
done at
to
a
anywhere
national
besides
level.
Yorktown to buy cigarettes? Case in point.
It's got to be. It's got to be at a national level for it to really work.
Who goes to Yorktown? I go to the 7-Eleven to buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
Exactly. You go to Yorktown because it's cheaper.
No,
I
he
would-
goes.
I've
He just
never
said he goes to
gone
the
to-
7-Eleven.
I've never gone to
because
Yorktown to get cigarettes.
because you're not going to go over there
People who
because
buy
what you
cartons-
save in a
Ask
pack of
People who buy
cigarettes.
look, just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right.
Well, I'm not saying that, but just because you interrupt me doesn't mean you're right. I'm trying to finish what I'm saying.
People who buy cartons.
I'm just
go to
saying
Yorktown.
when I bought cigarettes. Well, yeah, you're buying cartons. I get it. Just
Sure.
get them from New Jersey coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, go somewhere else. If you're gonna drive to buy a carton, you're not gonna. I mean, then you're gonna drive, yeah. But the money that you're saving on a pack of cigarettes, you're wasting in gas. So I mean, and wear and tear on the car.
Well, the point is, if you want to attract people to Hampton, give them a reason that it's less expensive than Newport News, and it's never going to be.
What I'm saying is give them a reason to stay here as opposed to go elsewhere, which will also attract other people. Which is part of what they you got a decent beach in Buckrow Beach. You got a decent beach there. So why are people going down? It's a decent. I'm not saying it's a great beach.
Because
but what I'm
old
saying,
men get beat to death behind dumpsters.
okay, all right. So then you get a police
Crime
presence down there. Okay, you can build it up. I mean, the fact that
That's the police presence is why I don't go to the strip,
Well,
because
you-
there's a fucking cop every 5 feet. I
So-
haven't
so
seen,
that
I haven't seen
bothers
that
you?
many fascists in uniform.
Oh my
on a
God!
beach
So you
since
sit there and
Normandy.
say nobody goes to the beach. First of all, you weren't around Normandy, so you couldn't see that. But the first thing is you sit there and say that a person
Greta
got
stormed it.
beat to death at a dumpster behind Buckrow Beach. Well,
Hi,
what
dog.
stops that? Well, what stops that? Police. But now you're saying that
What?
they're fascists,
Hold on,
so we
but
can't have police there.
Buckrow's a
You need a
different.
cultural change.
Buckrow's a different situation though, because they did try to bring some economic stimulation to Buckrow, and everybody in Buckrow
Sweetheart deals. It's all out of
they
malice.
screwed it up. They screwed it out of. Everybody came out to
Yeah.
just stop any kind of real development that was going to happen in Buckrow.
Well, that's because the city
Empty
told
houses out there.
That's because the city told everybody, you know, we're gonna eminent domain this property to make parking for the beach, and then they turned around and had some sweetheart deals with some councilmen and a construction company and built all those fucking condominiums.
Oh, see,
I say
that's bullshit.
I
yeah.
say level all of that stuff and just
But
put
for real, you want to know why no one goes to Buckrow Beach? Because it fucking sucks. It ain't even the ocean.
It's weird because that was their slogan. Buckrow
ain't
Beach.
even the ocean.
It ain't even the ocean.
Come hang
And
anywhere.
Can I just say,
Come
you
on,
know-
come out here.
You know what I love the most about you, Fredo?
What?
Is that you are named after a delicious pasta dish.
It is, and the
This-
sauce, you know what? And the sauce is just as good as the sauce.
So creamy.
I'm diabetic. Everything about me is sweet. Did he just?
Just remember, it's only one thing. Rawr, Mountain Lion. You want to curb your diabetes? Drink some Mountain Lion.
Or don't.
Don't. You want to go
Huh?
to diabetic coma?
I'm good. Thank you. Maybe before you leave, though.
We're all gonna hug it out before you leave.
I like the hug. Just saying.
One thing that is good about Hampton is the Bojangles.
That's true. That's one
Hampton's
thing.
Bojangle is pretty incredible.
Who knows?
I don't know, man. I lived out of Buckrow for a long time, and I actually liked it out there. But you know, I'm willing to put up with certain. I'm willing to put up with a lot more than whoever's going to move into those big, stupid, expensive, empty houses.
Yeah, they're still empty, too.
You know,
They can't-
to
Yeah,
me,
Well,
can't film.
that'll change. They'll lower the prices until eventually people start going in.
No, dude, they've lowered the prices a lot.
That just means they got to lower it more.
You know,
Because again,
and I hate
if-
to be this guy, but it's like you go in, you pay what, the low 400s for a house there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad location, but you're looking. I mean, your front porch is overlooking some just derelict properties,
Which is why
and you know that's you're going to buy into that, and it's going to lower property values, and I don't know. Like, there has to be both ways. Like, there has to be something that they can do to
those low
to
property
do
values
something
are
about
great
this
for
stuff.
people like me.
Well, do you want to live in a place where you're going to
Where people get beat up and
you
killed
live
behind a
by people
dumpster?
like you?
But do
I
you
mean,
want to?
that-
Do you want to? Do you
Actually,
want
yeah,
to
because
invest?
people like me
Yeah,
aren't the ones beating bums to death behind dumpsters.
Okay, but living in an area of low property value attracts those kinds of people who will go and beat up a bum behind
What I
a.
would like to see is a cultural change, and like to see live
Oh,
a culture
Twitch!
where
Oh
people
wow,
respect
Twitch is being
life.
mean.
Of course they are.
Oh, come on.
They're
Hey,
confused because I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. What were you saying?
What I'd like to do is be able to see low income people that still have a culture that values life. I think that's kind of where it's at.
That's
our target
I don't
goal.
think that's going to happen in our lifetime. I would love for that, but I lived in poverty areas the majority of my life. I grew up in a poverty area. There'll never be that. And you take out that what you want is a utopian society, which is beautiful.
You
The
want a
problem
utopian
is, no, I don't
society.
want a utopian
Yeah, you
society.
do. Yeah, you do. You want a society where there's some board of managers
Don't
that
tell me
sees
what
that
I
every
want.
little detail is perfect.
No,
I
not
don't
at all.
want Utopia. Have you ever read Utopia?
No, not at all. What I want.
If you haven't,
Well, you see, no, you're telling me that this is when I get loud because you're not letting me finish. Then you say I'm gonna get loud. Let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, I grew up in a poverty area. Period. Okay, way worse than this. It was South Bronx in the 70s and the 80s. Okay, here's the issue. The issue is you will never take out human nature, and human nature right now is there are people who are greedy and they want what you have, and if you don't put in a force to keep honest people honest, you will have what you have in low-income areas. You will have people killing people behind dumpsters. You will have people who will rob people because they're jealous of what they have. That's human nature, to want without putting effort into it. And that's what you're gonna have. What it sounds to me like you want. I'm not going to say what you want. I'll say what it sounds to me like what you want. An area where somebody like you, and you're a decent person, can thrive.
He great.
That's great, but your assumption is everybody's like you, and nobody, and you're the only one who's you.
Well, no, I know that other people aren't like me. And I don't want some kind of system that's going to compel anyone to be like me. But it would be nice to see more respect for life, liberty, and property, because you can't have a free country without that sort of respect for life, liberty, and property.
Sure.
Lou is freaking out.
Cat nose.
Yeah.
Kitty butt.
I mean, I don't live in a low... Blam!
Good Lord.
I don't live in a low-income area now. I live in a decent area now, and you know what? People have respect for my property. When I lived in the South Bronx, nobody gave a shit about my property, and if they wanted it, they took it, and I had to fight for it.
Yeah.
But how do you put an end to that? You keep honest people honest, and you do that through a police force. Now, maybe we need to toughen up the rules of a police force, but if you're going to trust people to police themselves, it's not going to happen.
Well,
It
see,
won't.
I mean, but I don't think I don't think that municipal policing is really the way to do it either.
Okay, then what do you recommend to keep the peace?
I think that, well, around here, I think everybody should pretty much arm themselves. I think an armed populace is a polite populace.
I agree with you there.
I think that, there should be like a personal consumer reports type thing that should be out there. Like,
Explain that, please.
Yelp for assholes.
yeah, like something like rip-off report. Somebody burns you, you tell them.
But now the problem with that is, again, you're gonna have people who don't like people who will sit there and will say things about somebody just to get them to have a bad report. You have that now.
Yeah, so you
take a look
got-
at Yelp.
Yeah,
Yelp is
yeah.
a great example.
Well,
So you post contracts, you post
Here-
receipts.
Here's the thing, too. Let's just play devil's advocate for a second. You got a government program, see something, say something, same shit. Anybody could call up on an and be like, yeah, fucking Fredo, man, he's got
Sure.
guns.
You see,
He's not white,
you see,
one.
right? Or he is white.
or he is white.
'Cause,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, so I mean,
And he's got a Confederate flag.
But you see that right now is people go into a business and they go in and they're assholes and they don't get the service that they want. So what do? They go and complain about it and put a bad bad tag to this business.
They need a way for restaurants to rate customers.
But then again, it goes the same way. You got an asshole who works at a place. See, again, it's going to come down to human nature. And human nature is you got assholes. And as long as you got assholes, you got greedy people. You got people who don't care about others. Whether it's because of a chemical imbalance, whether it's because of something that has affected their mentality, TBI or brain injury, whether it was because of a disease that has affected them, people cannot be trusted to all be good people. And as long as...
what happens when one of these evil people, like say for instance Molly Joseph Ward, gets the
Who is?
She's the treasurer.
Okay,
oh,
so
she's
no,
the mayor now? Jesus Christ, where do I live?
Okay.
What happens when a power-hungry sociopath like that gets the full police power of the city behind them? What then?
Well, first of all...
I just don't want these assholes to have a
But they're
monopoly.
assholes, but they're assholes by your opinion. If she's getting voted in, then
Actually,
she's
I think
convincing...
she ran unopposed.
Well, then, all right, then whose fault is that? That's everybody else's fault. But if nobody wants to oppose her, then that says one of two things. People are too lazy.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. People too lazy, whatever, right? Or enough people believe she's doing okay that they're going to let her continue.
Now, there's a third option.
What's the third option?
That so many people have lost faith in the system that they're just ignoring it and living their lives in spite of it.
Okay, well, then that's on them.
At best, it ends up being brain recognition.
If you're if you become that apathetic, where you just don't give a shit anymore, then that's on you. And if you feel that lost in the system, then just fucking exist. But if you believe that the system needs change, then you have to do something, or deal with it and shut up and don't complain.
Well, and that's what I like is direct economic action that builds parallel structures to make it so that you don't really need the whole state crap anymore.
Well, see, the thing about it is...
Like Bitcoin.
Dan, as much as I'd love to live in your world, it really is unicorns and rainbows, man, because you can't have that type of society without a moral populace, just like he was saying. And I absolutely hate the fucking fact that we need a master to tell us what to do and how to behave and cart us away when we're not doing the right thing.
But it needs to be done.
Right. I wish we could improve the system so it wasn't so corrupt, because right now, the way it stands in my eyes, it's fucking useless. We might as well be running around stabbing each other in the fucking face.
My issue with this is, again, you can sit there and say what you want, but the reality is, as long as people cannot be trusted, and people can't. They can't be trusted. You're going to need a group of people at the top to set laws. You're going to need a group of people to enforce the laws. The bad part is that that corruption ends up in those areas. Not everybody there is corrupt, but corruption ends up. See, no, it doesn't help. It doesn't. That's a pessimistic view. The problem is that you want to, and when I say you, I don't mean you. So let me throw that out there. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the whole you.
Pejorative you.
Right. When you say that, you want to focus. If you got 10,000 cops and 5 do bad, you want to focus on the 5 and not the 9,995 that are doing good. Right now, how many police officers did wonders in Texas, in Florida, in Puerto Rico? How many did wonders over at the shooting in Las Vegas? How many are doing wonders with California and Oregon on fire? You don't hear about any of that. Let one cop shoot one person. Now, you'll hear about that all day long.
Well, another thing about it is, the police thing, that shit's been going on for a really long fucking time, and it's becoming an issue now because of social media.
It's becoming an issue because people want to make it an issue.
And it should be an issue.
No, it's not. It's not as big an issue as you think it is.
I think
you just want
power comes responsibility, and people should hold you to those responsibilities.
You hold them to it, but don't go
Public accountability is
don't go. Yeah,
the price of
hold them accountable, but don't go and besmirch the entire system because of the few.
But I think the system's inherently flawed, and I'm going to point out those flaws.
You can point it out with you can point it out to the ones who need to be pointed out, but you don't sit there and say that the entire system is bad, because the system is not bad. You've got some people that are bad, and if you want to point them out, then you do that. But when you say cops, you talk about all cops. Just like if I was to sit here and say blacks, white, I'm talking about all.
You don't go to Black Academy. Okay?
Oh no, I do.
You don't go to White Academy. You go to Police Academy. It's a choice. It's a choice.
Right.
Right. You choose your profession.
I mean, White Academy.
Okay. Now, tell me. Okay. This is why
He's gonna have headphones.
I understand. There are some people who are good people who decide to take that profession as their vocation.
Right.
But and I get that. There are some good people. But a lot of them don't tend to stick on the force for too long. Now, okay, when you sign up to be a cop, you sign up to enforce the entire volume of law.
Sure.
All of it, right? Now, there are laws on the books that are manifestly unjust and cruel.
Then those
Therefore, every cop takes an oath to uphold laws that are manifestly unjust and cruel.
Who are you, as a single human being, to say what is just and uncruel to the populace? You can point something out, and should the populace agree with you, then it's up to the populace as a whole
What's
to
your
sit
point?
there. My point is that you can't call something unjust
I can't
to the populace. You can say it to you.
I totally can.
No, you can't. You can say it to you, and you can bring it up to the populace, and if the populace agrees with you, then you can go and change that law.
Well, I'm sorry, my sense of justice isn't up for,
but
public consumption.
But it's your sense. It's not everybody's sense of justice. And by you saying your sense of justice is right, it's right to you. It's not right.
Damn right it's right to me.
Okay, so my sense of justice is right to me. So who's to say yours is better than mine?
It's not. I'm
Right.
saying
Which is the problem.
Do you hear any value judgments made?
But what I'm saying is
I
that
kind of feel like you're casting aspersions on.
you're getting it. You're understanding.
That argument you got there is the exact reason why I'm not a fan of government, because who the fuck are you to tell me?
Here's the issue. Who the government is supposed to be is a representative of the majority of the people.
I understand. The theory is great. The theory is great.
Okay,
but it's like what you said.
That?
It's humanity's fault because they're such scumfuck bags.
If you have a problem
the nature
with
of power. That's the nature of power. The scum floats to the top.
No, I disagree, because again, people complained in the South Bronx about our representation. All we had to do was vote somebody else in. Nobody did. People were lazy. People were disenfranchised. People decided not to go and vote.
Right.
But all they had to do was go down there and vote whoever the same scumbags that they
there
were
are enough
complaining
people
about.
that realize that authority is a hallucination.
That's whatever. I mean, you can paint it however you want. The bottom line is the majority, didn't go out and change it. So by not changing it, what they did was they co-signed on it. Because you did nothing. And now people want to go and get violent and think that violent change is what we need. No, we don't. We need people as a whole to get active. All violent change does is it's a little kid.
Plenty of people bang the drum for evolution. I never do. I bang the drum for a renaissance, sir.
Look,
again, if you want to take this personal, you can. I'm not saying you. I'm saying society.
Violence
I don't believe in
brings
society.
you more
Well,
violence.
you live in society, whether you believe in it or not. You live in a society.
Society is an illusion.
No,
it's
it's
only
not.
a large
No,
It's only a large collection of individuals.
No, society is a large collection of individuals that are going to decide as a collective how you live, where you live, why you live.
To an extent.
Well, that's it. It doesn't matter to what extent they affect you as an individual. They affect you. They affect They affect where you go. They affect where you live. They affect where you work. They affect what you buy. So at that point, it's not an illusion. It's a reality. Now,
It's funny because society has never given me a job. Individuals have. You know, societies don't pay my bills. Individuals do.
Right, but they live in that society, and that society dictates what jobs are where. Okay, you're not going to see a forest fighter here.
You can only change that society one person at a time.
By? How do you change it one person's time?
Appealing to their reason.
Right, appealing to what you believe appealing to their reason with what you believe. But while you're doing
when you buy a hamburger, it's because it looks like a big, delicious hamburger. Usually there's a sign that's got a picture of a hamburger on it.
Sure.
Or perhaps even a Bojangles bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Okay.
And you see that sign. You see that picture of this big, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and you think to yourself on some level, not you, the pejorative you.
Right.
Like, you think, wow, I'm really hungry, and perhaps if I get 2 of these bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits with a large bow round and maybe a Mountain Dew, I'm not going to be hungry anymore.
Right.
And so they appeal to your reason.
Oh, sorry.
Bow
Get your time on, and you're happy.
Okay, but here's the thing. They're not the only ones offering that bacon, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. There's several others. And so now you have to go and look at the McDonald's, the Burger King, the Bojangles, the Hardee's, and you decide which one appeals to you. And you could go. You go to McDonald's today and say McDonald's is nice.
But check this out, man.
Or McDonald's is great. So
look, say all right. This is my view on it, and this is what needs to be fixed in order for what you want to happen to actually work. You got McDonald's and you got a Hardee's, right? And then okay, you got fucking Rallies or something. Let's just say right, whatever is your third option.
Sure, your third
so
option.
you go to Rally or you go to McDonald's and you're like, I want the double cheeseburger, right? You go to Hardee's and you're like, I want the fucking hot dog. But both Hardee's and McDonald's give you a chicken sandwich. You feel what I'm saying? These people get up there and they say one thing and do another. On all the major federal elections, that's what you get.
Okay,
vast majority line.
Right,
your order's wrong every time.
But the majority of where you're gonna feel, policy is local. It's not national. It's local. It's your school boards. It's your state representative. It's your city representative. It's your councilman. It's your it's your mayor. It's your it's local. It starts local.
No, I feel that, and that's why it's set up like this, because the government closest to you is supposed to be your government. You're not supposed to worry about
supposed to be the most
way the system way the system has evolved. It's turned into where the federal government, we're basically proxy states of the feds. You know what I'm saying? They have the final say in everything. Look at this Obamacare shit. Whatever you want to call it, right? To me, it's nothing but an insurance company bailout.
Sure.
Pretty fucking obvious.
Right.
Right? But it's affecting everyone.
But here's the thing, okay? And again,
the Equifax thing.
It comes down to the local government. When you sit there over 30 years.
In theory.
No, it's not in theory.
This is in theory.
This is what. Hold on, let me finish. So you have a complaint about your local government, your local
Taxes
representative.
Too damn high.
Okay, yeah, let's say that. Let's say that's the issue. Okay, and you complain, but you haven't done anything to vote these people out. Well, you know what? After a while, this is when the outsiders start to gain influence, because the local people know they're not going anywhere because you're apathetic. And you'll complain and you'll bitch and you'll whine about taxes being too high, about whatever. But you haven't done anything at the local level. And it starts with you getting rid of the people who are going to put up the red light.
I understand that, man.
Or who are going to change the school zone. And you don't do that here.
It even works like that on the local level, though.
Right. There's the directorate, too.
Here's your here's your chicken sandwich double cheeseburger. Here's your chicken sandwich hot dog.
Okay,
it still happens on the fucking.
But you got a third option. What you said? They go to Rallies.
But then Rallies are gonna give you a chicken sandwich too. But they're gonna put some fucking lettuce and mayonnaise on it and be like,
"It's
a cheeseburger."
So you stop going to them and you keep looking for the option.
The way the system is set up,
and that's not true.
If there were no food lines, you wouldn't be able to just stop at a food line and make your own cheeseburger.
And before we get any further, before you go off on that, I would just like to say I am truly fucking hurt that Matt shut the station down and bought all this new fancy equipment.
Those just came today. We hope they work.
This sounds like you're working fine.
Sounds like it's working fine.
Those are some sexy ass lapel mics.
Those are beautiful. They feel good until you hit it with your microphone cord. And,
or open
or accidentally clip it on your nip.
Or you get up and start going to the bathroom and it yanks you to the ground.
No, when you're sitting there rubbing it to make sure you can. That's not an accident. Stop that.
And if anybody from the Secret Space Program is monitoring this broadcast,
that's happening.
And they have all them fancy ass spaceships. If you guys want to send us some lapel mics like these, that would be pretty rad.
You know what's cool though is that you do know you at least have one listener at the NSA since we showed up.
Minimum.
At least one.
At least
Minimum.
one.
And trust me,
enjoy
they saw them walk up the street and come in the door.
Somewhere in the Pentagon. Hey, shit, the guys from Reality Brief are on.
I'm sorry, Nate.
No.
I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No. I had just something I always wanted to throw out there that I always felt weird about, and I feel like this is a good mix of people to throw it out to. How do you guys feel about the 17th Amendment? As far as keeping...
Is that the one where you can marry your dog?
Yeah, that's the one where you can marry your dog.
I'm cool with it.
No, the senators.
Socially liberal.
The senators being
Oh, they changed it from being voted in from the state government to... Well, you know why they did that, right?
What's the full? Wait, what's the change?
Now,
All right, it used to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nate. You could probably explain
well,
this.
it used to be where you would elect your state representative. You have your state legislature,
Your congressman.
and that state legislature would select who would go as a representative, as a senator for
As
the
a
state.
senator,
Right.
at the federal level.
So you were more involved in your local
state.
elections
Right.
because, hey, if I elect this dude with this letter behind his name, he's going to vote for that dude with that letter behind his name
Right.
to go represent me in Washington
Right.
in the
Right.
Well, see,
in representing a sixth of the federal government.
it kind of makes sense. It's like the state's interest embodied,
Which is supposed to be.
right.
Yeah, I
Because
felt like
it's
that was a
supposed to
really
be-
important part of the Constitution that really got glazed over.
The reason. The reason. I mean,
Yes! Validation! No, sorry. Justin, calm
I
down.
obviously wasn't alive when the 17th Amendment was ratified, but from
Fredo?
what I understand, the reason, Fredo, no, this is what would happen.
Oh, man.
This
Oh,
is
you're
this
right.
is what would happen, and it goes back to the overarching theme that humanity is a bunch of scumfuck bags. Right? So people would come in with giant fucking bags of cash and be like, "Vote for me," in the Senate, and it was like blatantly open. Like they would just, it was a matter of practice. That's why they
and
did
if
this.
people were greedy, then they went to where the cash was. Okay, but then that goes back to what I said at the start, which is humanity at its basic core is greedy, and they're a bunch of assholes.
So
and
we
you
should quit
need
giving them governments to run.
Well, no, you can't. Well, again, you can't because you're talking about people just living on their own, and that's anarchy.
Exactly.
And it's not,
Which-
that's not a good thing.
It's a
No,
good
it's
thing
not.
if
It's a
you
good
had a
thing for
moral
you.
if you had a moral populace.
That's and you don't,
No.
and that's the
And
whole
you
point.
won't.
That's why anarchy.
You won't never.
Just
Tell
like
you what,
just
give
like
us one
Marxism.
state. Give us one state. Give us Rhode Island. It's the
Nah,
smallest state.
nah, you can't have that
And then you can have all the anarchists.
We
in
need
the
Rhode
state,
Island.
Ice cream, right?
And then
Right.
everybody who loves the boot still has 49 states to love the boot in.
Wait. Okay, so if we gave you Connecticut, what would you have called that one?
No, here's the thing.
The football field? The
Connecticut.
What's going to happen? If you look at different
The
types
boot. I
of-
like the boot.
If you look at different types of political systems, what is, on paper, the greatest system? Marxism. On paper. On paper.
Oh wait, you're serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Oh, that's funny. On paper, Marxism is the best system. Will it?
No,
on
not-
paper.
not even.
On paper.
No, I
in
wouldn't
reality,
agree
Your
with that.
premise is
Go ahead.
flawed.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't agree with that. I would agree that as far as governments past, governments current, our original constitution, the way it was intended to be, is probably the best theoretical form of government we can have.
Articles of
Because,
Confederation.
you know, the Karl Marx thing, it's really not motivating anyone. I mean, great, everybody's
What,
taken
Marxism?
care of. Yeah, it's, you
Well,
know.
Marxism, you don't have to motivate people because
Exactly.
you do what you want. You do what you want. If you want to sit there and make music, then that's how you make a living. Okay, nobody forces you to make music. Nobody forces you to work in the coal mines. You work in the coal mines because you want to.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
actually...
you build because you want to. That's Marxism. Okay, in on paper. In reality, that's not Marxism.
Reality Brief, Wednesdays.
Okay, if you want to do politics, you do politics. Nobody forces you to. Nobody forces you to do anything in pure Marxism. You do what you love, and the goal is everybody does what they love, and everything is taken care of. Because some people love farming, some people love being butchers, some people love blacksmithing, and that's what they love.
Some people
So
like
that's what
Marx
they do.
himself love being a lazy fuck.
I mean,
Okay, but I don't give a shit about what
I-
he did. The bottom line is what his theory says is that you do what you love. And if everybody in a society does what they love, then it takes care of itself. The problem is that in reality, people are fucking greedy.
Reality Brief, Wednesdays at
But
8.
the thing about it too is, you know, if you've got everyone doing what they love, you're gonna have 80 million fucking guitarists.
Maybe.
And you
Not
ain't gonna have
everybody
no-
likes to play the guitar.
Who the fuck loves planting corn and shit?
There
You know
are
what I
plenty
mean?
of
Like,
people. Look at people who are doing it now in little community gardens where they sit there and they tend to their gardens.
that's a lot different than fields and fields of food to feed a fucking
industrial food
population.
production.
There are people who like to work.
No,
There are
I
people who like to,
understand.
and the point is,
But
not
I think your
everybody wants to
ratio.
play.
But again, it just goes
I'm
back to
talking
the
on
overarching
paper.
theme.
Again, I'm talking.
You guys
on
like
paper.
robots?
You want to bring reality into
No.
it, and when you bring reality
What?
in, you're
I'm
gonna fucking bring
robophobic.
in. You're gonna bring in human nature, which is greedy. Which is if we've got 3 people here. Let's say the 3
Shut
of
up.
us. See, there you go. We got 3,
I'm
right?
not a person, Justin.
And if there's
It's
4,
okay.
let's say there's 4 pieces of bread, right? And the 3 of us here.
Hey, what the fuck?
Reality, you're not here. Okay.
Oh,
What we should do.
Get
right?
in the producer box.
He's
What
right.
we
I'm
should
fat.
do is one piece, and we take the last piece and cut it in a third. Right? But the reality is, one of us
Wednesday's 8.
is going to try to get more than the 1/3.
I would just like to say probably what should be done is one piece. Then we go find somebody out in the street that don't have nothing. Give them.
In this case, we're just talking about the three.
You ever tried
I'm
to
not
cut
gonna walk.
I'm just busting balls over
I'm
here.
not gonna walk. I'm not gonna walk.
You ever try to cut
Anyway,
a piece of bread in 3s? That's weird.
I know, man. Like, who wants a
be done.
third of a piece?
It could be done.
That's not even a finger sandwich.
But
Get
that's
the fuck out of
fair.
here.
That's what we're talking
It's a
fair.
Dan Cock sandwich.
People, individual people as a whole, as a group, are lazy, are greedy, and don't care about other people. Period. As a whole.
See, I'm with you there.
Okay, so then you can't. If you're with me there, then it just makes sense that we need people to police and to make sure society as a whole lives by rules which benefit everybody or benefit nobody.
See, I think the logical disconnect is where people are lazy, greedy, selfish. If you reject capitalism on the basis that people are greedy and self-centered and selfish and vile, then you must, for the exact same reason, reject every sort of government action, because now you're taking greedy, lazy, unprincipled, unscrupulous people and giving them the power of life and death over other people.
What if we played to the base?
67 reptilian species.
They need to fucking come up and cut the shit already. Honestly, we all know that they're there.
Look,
We
man.
all know they're there. We all know about the Men in Black.
Hollow Earth,
Reality
am I right?
Brief, 8 p.m. Wednesday night.
We know that the. Come on.
Hey, what's
Don't talk.
Dick Cheney. Come on, man. We all know
If
he's
Dick
a fucking
Cheney
lizard.
wasn't a cybernetic space Nazi, show me somebody who is.
I'm a fucking. I'm not paranoid because it's cool. I'm paranoid because I am. Because I believe.
Let me tell you something about a little bit of reptoid.
I'm with you there, too.
Hey, man, I want to say something.
Yeah.
You guys know John McCain, right? Personal hero of mine.
heard of him?
I met this dude in person, and this
He's the guy with the thumb, right?
This motherfucker is translucent. You could practically see through this dude, man. I don't know what the fuck they do when they put him on TV, but they must like bathe him in cosmetics and shit, because he was up at Nauticus, so I went up there to
Oh, well, really?
Get him.
and fucking
Oh, I bet he loved that.
he did. He told me to get the fuck away from him, dude. He was not nice at all. He was like, look, when I went to get Bill Clinton, he was just like, yeah, man, whatever. You know what I mean? John
you
McCain
crazy
was like, you
somebody's
better get the fuck away from me. It was crazy, man. But he's translucent. You can see the dude standing behind him through his face.
I really wish he was bioluminescent.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. He's
Mars
in the
rocks.
dark. You can see him.
Yeah,
Mars
no.
rocks.
He's part of the cool people.
Yeah,
AKA Illuminati.
he's part of the cool. He's part of the see-through, man.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And of course, they exist.
His father was a glacier.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
guys,
He's totally
guys.
cool.
Hey, look over there. It's the kitty cat clock. If you can tell by the chime.
Join.
Chime. Anybody?
Oh, wait,
Anybody
it's
want to do a
over.
chime?
I just did join.
What was that?
Join.
What's happening?
Does the kitty cat clock got a camera? What's going on? I'm confused.
It's don't try to.
It's a button.
You know
Justin.
what?
There we go.
It's the kitty cat button.
It is now straight up 10:08.
You missed the first 3 hours.
and,
I was at work all day, man.
Don't forget the oh yeah, Kitty Cat Clock brought to you by Bojangles. If you would like food,
Question mark?
if you want to order a hot dog and get a chicken sandwich, if you want to order a chicken sandwich and get a chicken sandwich, as long as you like the shit they're giving you, you're gonna be happy here. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I pressed the wrong. Oh god. Oh god.
But
If you want rinsed off chicken bones,
at least they're
you're
clean.
getting a chicken sandwich. You know
At
what? I
least
think
they're
that's an
fucking
upgrade.
clean. I think
So,
it's clean, yeah.
So Bojangles, it's. Hey man, fuck! Why are they rinsing it? Is that soup? Are they making soup? What the fuck is going on?
Well,
Call it
everybody knows
hot
that you use
chicken
the bone
water.
for
No, that's
right?
It's
the
got a smack of chicken.
that's the liner that they wanted me to read. What the fuck is going on, Bojangles? And hey, everybody, it's bow time. Damn,
That was a good one.
I did a snap.
pretty
We've had a lot of
tight.
good ones today.
All right, Jackass music.
Yes.
Here we go.
Mr. Crescent.
Bitch! Seems appropriate. And top of the hour.
This is the true story. 24 hours. Picked to be broadcast. And have the day
Wait, the
taped.
fuck I can't.
Find out what happens when people don't get sleep and podcast instead.
What a story, Mark.
It's GMYD. All day, you drunks.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Look. I'm sorry I muted your mic, Don. Please don't.
It's all right, man.
Sorry I muted it. I feel bad about it. I should have just left it on.
This awesome monitor situation got going on. I always
It's
know
great,
when your
right?
production is running.
We don't. I'm looking at it and I'm not really sure.
Hey, look at this. Jenny sends, by the way, Nathan, I saw this place in my travels last weekend and thought I'd pass it on. In case you need a place to take Godzilla on a quiet weekend away. Just the two of yous. The Washington Duke Inn and Golf Club. What does she mean by that?
Where's Ted gonna go?
Probably
Never
same
think
place.
about Ted, do
He's
you?
going to the talk.
golf club.
He's going to the talk.
That's right.
Probably the golf club.
Hey, want to learn about some shit? I'm
Hey,
Ted.
I'm Ted. Listen to me. I know things about stuff.
Look, if you ever invade a city, here's what you don't do. Power lines, they will fuck you up. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Why you eating train, Godzilla? Stop eating train.
Also,
Train ain't good for you.
also don't try to sign no contract with no RFR because they want to pay you in elephants.
We had contracts.
Just
We
with
had
Steve.
Just with Steve.
contracts?
Just with Steve.
Question mark. Just with Steve.
Question mark.
That might be why the door was locked. We don't have elephants.
Yeah, you know, listen, man, things have been a little hard, bro. I get you that elephant next week. Bro. Next week. I mean, things are just little, you know what I'm saying?
Look,
Give me
I'm
1 more
trying.
week. I need like
Look,
3, 4 elephants.
The circus train, it was late. It was delayed. The hurricane.
Go on.
Oh, Hurricane Nate.
Hurricane Nate.
I'm
Let's
just
see.
saying,
It's
you
now.
know, look, I had it. Things came up, man. Please, just give me 1 more week, man. Please, I got it for you. I promise. I swear to you, I'll give you that.
Nick,
Please,
on the
please,
eights.
please. I'm begging you.
All right.
Please.
All right. Just this one last time.
That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
It's already
You're a good
been.
man, Steve.
It's already been literally a year since I was promised a fucking elephant, but I guess I could wait a little longer.
Just 7 more days. 7 more days. That's all.
It's now 10:12, so that means it's time for Nate on the 8s.
Nick on the eights.
That's all. Yeah.
Hey, look, man.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
10,
look.
12, yeah.
There's a hurricane. Apparently, it's hitting like right now.
Is it right?
I don't know what happened.
Liar.
I don't have anything to do with it.
Liar.
It wasn't me.
Liar.
I am not a hurricane, though I have been called a force of nature. Mostly earth and dirt. But, you know, it has nothing to do with wind or water, and I ain't spinning around, am I? I damn sure ain't moving, I ain't blowing at 85 miles an hour, and I ain't moving at 20. All right?
Sure?
I drive a Honda Element. It's not a bad
It's an
car,
Element?
but it's
Would you say wind is an element?
Earth.
wind.
Fire.
Fire.
You can't be fire and
Earth,
wind.
wind,
You're a
fire,
goddamn flame
Civic.
NATO. Civic.
Heart.
Accord.
Yeah, there you go. Odyssey.
The Odyssey. I'm Captain Honda. Fucking cool. Change my oil. He just pisses it out.
Hurricane Nate.
Even the GoBots look at it. What the fuck are you, man? Come on, dude.
coming to a state near you. Hurricane
Nah, man.
Nate.
Not near us. Louisiana. Hey, Dan, will you take Louisiana instead of Rhode Island? Is that okay?
Yes.
He will take Louisiana. I
At
know
least
a
go
guy.
Six Flags.
Actually, I know a hurricane. It
His
might
name
have a
is
good
Nate.
Dude, I really hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, please.
Or
for
else
the
I'm
love
a
of God.
giant asshole. Like, bigger
man.
than normal. I'm a big asshole.
Well,
I
you
don't
know-
want to be a giant one.
You know the reptiles shoot the laser beams into the water to make them things, right?
Yeah, Hollow Earth, right? I don't know. I'm just saying.
frogs gay.
You guys want to do round 2 of the chefs?
Oh, Jesus
The
Christ.
chefs.
Where?
Oh fuck, let's do it, man. We got the
what?
kitchen.
No, we ain't cooking. This ain't no
Oh,
cooking show.
Hey, you know
Man,
what?
that's
Chopped!
You know Ralphie May died.
Yeah.
Just let you know, Ralphie May died.
Yep.
So did Monty Hall.
Dude,
Died this week.
I must be like real young because I don't know who either one of those people are.
You don't know who Ralphie May is?
No.
Now
Ralphie May was on a.
45.
He was a comedian.
Yeah.
He was a.
I probably know who he is.
Yeah,
I
if
just
you
don't
see
know
him.
his
Vaguely
name.
funny.
Yeah.
comedian.
Hey, I'm
I thought
fat.
he was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
a fat guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy?
The
The fat guy?
Not-
and he's like,
not
I eat
fluffy.
a lot of food everywhere I go.
Not the Spanish fat guy.
Yeah,
Not the
No,
Spanish
no, no.
fat guy.
The white fat
The
guy.
one that he was like, you should go away, you scare my wife. Fat boy.
No, that's
He's the white.
Stop.
He's the white fat guy who connected with the African American audience.
Yeah, not John Panette.
Not-
That's
not the
you
white
go
fat
now.
guy who-
You've been here 4 hours.
I'm John Pinette, and I eat a lot of food, and I'm dead too.
Right.
He died a while ago.
Right, he died a while ago. And he's not Louis Anderson fat guy.
No, Louis
that's
Anderson's,
Matt. That's
Louis
Matt.
Anderson's surprisingly still
All right, so
really
Matt.
sad,
This
but
guy-
I'm still here.
I don't know. He wasn't very funny. So
He was
it's
funny.
sad then.
I thought
He was
funny.
reasonably funny.
He had an audience.
Who really is absolutely incredibly funny?
Norm
Undisputed?
McDonald.
Who? No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Nate
Hurricane?
Nate
Hilarious.
Nate is the least funny guy I
Man,
know.
I've seen some clips of Norm
But you know
Macdonald
me.
that are pretty
But
funny.
you know me.
I love
Podcast?
Norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Norm
sorry,
Macdonald.
everyone.
Norm
Norm
McDonald.
McDonald?
Hilarious.
Funny. It's funny. I get a little sometimes. Sometimes. Eh.
Funny.
Mike Tyson Mysteries is honestly one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call him a comedian.
You know what's fucking funny though, for real, and it ain't even a comedy.
What's
and
that?
Shit. I mean, it's not a comedian. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
You ever seen that show, Impractical Jokers?
I hate
Yes.
Yes.
You hate it?
it. I hate it.
I want to
the
hate
matter
it.
with you,
I
man?
want to hate it, but I can't.
We're going
It's good.
outside, bro.
I go outside. I'm gonna finally smoke a cigar. I've been fucking waiting.
Dude, that fucking show
I
is
don't- I
funny.
don't
You guys
know.
don't
Yeah.
think that show is funny?
I want to hate it so bad.
I do.
I
I
literally
loved it.
laughed the entire time.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
every
but-
episode, man. Like,
But you know what? It's guys being assholes to each
no,
other.
it's great.
I don't.
Humanity, bro.
Where would that format work?
No.
Reality TV at its finest.
Sorry, I just pressed the cough button.
garage.
All right, so we've got the
We
one.
got two guys coming around the side. You catch that Bobby Blue. You catch that?
Tango Alpha Foxtrot.
No, Bobby Flay.
The Red Fox trots quietly at midnight.
Yeah. You guys want to call some mass murderers?
I got eyes on
The
him.
Red Fox Quads.
I got eyes on him.
Dash 597 line.
That's a 369er,
We just
84 Alpha Charlie Foxtrot.
I'm cutting them
Foxtrot. Art. I got that. I got eyes on him there.
No.
Deer?
There.
Did he mute me again? 'Cause I can't
No.
hear him. All right, so what I did was an MK Ultra activation code. What you did is some old dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I admit that though. And nobody but you, and the NSA who's listening knows that was an MK activation code.
All the
So
people
who gives a
that are about
shit?
to go fucking shoot up Las Vegas now.
Okay, well that's great.
That got dark.
Whoa.
Too soon?
Whoa.
I don't know. I've seen some funny ones already. But
So round 2 of the chef tournament.
let's do this.
All right, tofu.
We've got Masahiro Morimoto
Iron Chef Japan.
versus Kat Kora.
Some lady.
I'm gonna go with Kat Kora because I didn't want Manimoto to fucking go advance anyway. He caused Pearl Harbor.
Well, it was Mr.
Iron
Dirt.
Chef.
They always put fish in everything.
Did you accidentally
hate
turn it
seafood.
off?
Yeah.
I might have done that.
Like they put fish and shit.
Yeah, you
that
did.
Need to be in, like breakfast.
Would you? Did it unplug? Where you at? Is this you?
Broke it, man.
That's me.
It's like
Is
grabbed
this is me?
it. I was like, ah.
See what happened? See what happened? Saying that I did dumb shit. Now you unplugged yourself. Who's the dumb shit now?
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have cans on, so
I learned it from you.
I heard him on Fredo's mic.
I was gonna say, so you can hear
Hold
us
on.
though, right?
Everyone be quiet. Everyone be quiet for a second. Don, if you would just talk to the mic. Yeah, I've been getting nothing. From you.
Check. Did you turn it off?
No, man.
Look, there's this. Look for this part.
Nope, I heard you a little bit.
No, it's not off, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
Did you find this part?
Yes, I did.
Did you turn it on?
Oh, the battery's going dead.
Already?
Look, the red light's off. It's
There are
on.
batteries in this?
Yeah, there
It's
are.
got a preamp. Or,
Okay, now
sweet.
wait. Talk.
Because all of these we just used today.
it's
Yeah.
a watch battery, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No, I think you fucked it up and you turned it off.
No. It's the battery, dude. See? Because it comes on for a second.
Well, talk. Or put the
Yeah,
mic
yeah.
up with you.
No, it's not. It's not coming on anymore. Look.
Mine ain't on.
Well, yeah, the light doesn't stay on.
Yeah, just turn it on.
It's on. Yeah.
I hear him doing, like, clicking it.
Battery's dead, dude.
Ruh-roh.
Here, give me your
Already.
I'll prove it. Give me your battery.
No, I'm good with mine. Mine's doing just fine. I'm not gonna. Why would I? Yeah, go on. Do you hear that though? Right?
I also worry about because it seems like Matt's gain knobs were getting ready to go too.
I think it's the See, look,
I'm
it's
here.
working
Yeah, you are
now.
loud
yeah.
and clear now.
It's the connection.
Oh, great.
Well, that's because he yanked it.
No, it's in the box. I didn't yank
It's in the
the
box. What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
There we go.
There.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the connection in the battery is janky. You probably got to just pull that pin out.
Word.
And
I'm not going to yank it.
That's
trying to
what
make fun of me.
we
And
said
that's
when
what
we were
happens.
teenagers.
That's what you get for trying to make
Oh,
fun
bullshit. I yanked it a lot.
Yeah, but you didn't tell anybody you did.
Told everybody.
Oh,
of me.
okay.
So you
Hey, guys, guess
told
what? I
your
got
mom?
some last
Test
night.
one.
Really? Yeah, it was me. Yeah, and who else? I could.
Are we gonna?
No,
Okay,
you're dead.
so I'm going with cat. Just to bring it back.
Right. Nate, you going Iron Chef or Cat Core?
What'd
I
do
see you
again?
popping up there, but
Slightly. Is it picking up on the board?
yeah.
Barely.
Yeah,
Barely.
I said barely, but
Cool. Were those 3 individual ones, or was it a set?
it was 3 individuals.
All right.
We just got them a couple days ago.
Well, at the same point, this is the first time really really field testing. Sometimes shit's
Right,
bad
right.
when you get it, man.
Did you bring spare mics?
We've got spare mics.
Yeah. Okay. So just in case.
Plenty in my house.
Right.
I need to go run and grab some.
Test. Yeah. This is.
You sound good.
Yo, yo.
I sound great.
Well, so do I. But it's my honey voice.
Yes, that voice is really good.
Thank you.
Did it take a while for that voice to develop?
It took a bottle of Jack a night, 5 nights a week for about 4 years.
5 nights a week. You got to take off Sunday
along with
Lord's Day,
continuing it with 3
and
cigars
take
a
off
day.
Wednesday. Also the Lord's Day.
So yeah.
Also Lord's Day, which is the Lord's Day.
That's what I'm talking about. Which one are you talking about?
The Lord's Day. Lord's Day.
Lord's Day. Lord's Day. You know Lord.
Lord.
You know Lord.
I am Lord.
Yeah. So it's taking me a while
Derp.
to keep it just the right amount of raspy, just the right amount of tone. I work on it every day.
I forgot what question I asked you.
You asked me about my honey
Okay.
voice.
Okay. I thought he was talking about his car.
Morimoto
Yeah.
or Core?
I said cat.
I know he did. You're the only one who's cast a vote so
I know, 'cause
far.
these guys are
I'm
bullshit.
definitely going Morimoto because it's Iron Chef.
He did he
Iron Chef.
He attacked Japan. He attacked Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor.
he attacked Japan. He's on our side.
No,
He's like, hey, I'm
He
American.
attacked Pearl Harbor.
I'm American, Jack.
What about you?
You ever heard any name so more American?
Hello.
There it is.
Hey. Look, it'll go dead again in a second. It might actually just be the
Well, how about
battery.
you cast your vote before it dies?
Just the chick.
Word.
Cat
Cat.
Core.
Because, I mean, you know, we all
That's
know
a
that
cat.
chick's kitchen.
Okay.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with abroad too.
There you
Jeez.
go.
Oh man,
Well,
Iron Chef taking a beating.
yeah, I'm.
Because I don't want any fish in my breakfast.
Hey, he's got a
Oh,
good point.
man,
He's got a
that
good
sounds
point. The
good.
Japanese
Casting
really
a vote
do.
for
Like I go by a
Morimoto.
Long John Silver, not that that's
3-2?
actual fish.
3-2.
And I go in and
Yep.
ask for fish,
Yeah.
and they give
That's
me
a
a chicken
huge
sandwich.
upset.
That is.
That's
I would
the,
be so happy if I got a chicken
the
sandwich.
number one-
If I
Here's
only
the
had to
thing.
pay for a
Look,
hot dog and I
here's
got a
the
chicken
thing.
sandwich, that would be the shit.
You've really got 2 guys here
Sorry.
who throw who throw a monkey wrench into the works.
Shouldn't throw a monkey.
Yeah,
You
a
don't
monkey
like that.
monkey wrench into the works.
Monkey
because they're
wrenches
gonna
don't
go
like
with
that.
what they want. They're not gonna fucking follow what the society says.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be the round of upsets.
That's why it's very important to have them here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is a voice you're not going to get.
This is going to be the round of butt sex.
The round of butt sex.
Now,
All right, so up next we've got Martin Yan versus Barefoot Contessa. Barefoot Jeffrey.
Barefoot.
You
We got
stepped all over
Yan,
my
Kane.
Barefoot Contessa.
I'm sorry,
Well,
everybody.
she's barefoot. I mean, you know, what other kitchen food safety practices are you slipping on, huh?
Ooh.
Don't tell Jeffrey.
Wait, was that a food safety issue?
That's what I'm thinking.
Is this concerned?
Barefoot in the kitchen?
Oh, I thought it was like women, barefoot, kitchen, yeah. man talk, right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
No, it's like, dude, I don't think that's safe.
That's
You might want to
exactly
put some
what people
fucking
want.
sandals on or something. Can we get some Crocs?
Oh.
You're gonna hurt somebody, lady. It could be
So
you.
you're going with Yan?
I like
Martin
it.
Yan?
Here you go.
Yan
Well,
can't cook.
Yan's got shoes. That's the name of his show.
He's got shoes.
Yan's got shoes.
You're going
So
with Yan
he's got.
too?
He's
Nah,
going
bullshit.
with Yan. I went with the Perfect Contessa.
Am I supposed to know who these people are?
No, it's better
I
that way.
don't know either.
I'll take Yan.
Oh.
Shit.
What the
Yan
fuck?
can't cook.
No, man, don't knock out my contest. Well,
They
it's
get-
fine.
that-
Don't
she's
tell
done.
Jeffrey.
I'm not. I'm telling Jeffrey. I'm telling everybody.
Who you vote? Did you cast your vote?
Where do you think I'm going?
Go with the
Barefoot.
Perfect
He's got a type.
You're the tiebreaker.
All right, I'll go with the Contessa.
There it is. She's in.
Yan sounds Chinese.
Are you back or are you still eating?
And Contessa sounds Italian. And
Is that a little-
lot of Italian food this week, so I'm gonna go for some Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Switch things up a little bit.
Dan is in the mood for Chinese food, so Yan wins. You know what?
All right.
It's your criteria.
who moves
It's at
over?
least a criteria. That's better.
Barefoot
Hey,
Contessa.
hey! Goddamn, dude, are you blacking out? Or you just
That happens all the time.
okay? But I felt wetness on my feet. I thought he was pissing himself. I got really worried really quick because it's like he's having a
There's
stroke.
a mic, and a cable in like the second drawer, I think.
It's the X-Men.
Yep.
Ba-ba-da-ba-doo-doo-doo.
Emerald Lagasse versus Tyler Florence.
Legacy.
The Legacy.
You going Lagasse too, Nathan?
I don't know. I don't remember who Tyler Florence was.
He's the guy who does food truck road race.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck that.
I'm gonna go with Lagasse because he has some excellent memes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
go
know
ahead
what?
and tag on to that because I like bam.
Excellent memes.
90% of my humor is meme based. So.
That's fine.
All right, so give me some background information.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do you want?
What's
Emerald Lagasse, 6'10".
Emerald. Bam. Why didn't you just say Emerald and then be like,
Bam. Yep, that's Emerald.
All right, that's a sweet.
all right, I'll take that. Spice Weasel.
Word up. So,
Yeah.
are you going Tyler, Justin, just to be contrarian?
No,
No,
I already cast my vote.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, Ann Burrell versus Ted Allen.
Shit. Nobody versus nobody.
Essentially,
Who's
I'm
gonna
gonna go
lose
with
to
Tim.
Emerald?
I'm gonna go with Tim Allen because
Tim
I
Allen
thought
was
he was a
great.
better
Ted Allen.
comedian.
I've never seen Annie Hall. Is it any good?
It's good. It's a good movie.
Ann Burrell. With the hair.
Anne Boleyn. She got her head cut off
got a
by
type?
Louis.
Oh, she had the Jazzy Gabbard hair, right?
Yeah.
Gabby Gifford. Galvo.
Hold on.
Gal
Somebody-
Gadot.
I set him off. I didn't mean to. Did you just get shocked?
I just got shit on.
What?
I don't know, there's something funky on that.
Oh.
And it made direct contact with my mouth.
Yum.
Did you just throw the fucking thing?
Yeah, right at you.
What the fuck's your problem, bro? We're getting along, and then all of a sudden you're just gonna assault me
We
with
were just
shit.
talking about a respectful society. God
You
damn.
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God we're not all armed right now.
Yeah. Hey,
I'd have been shot. Hey,
I can be heard.
I don't have hands.
got a question.
Somebody peed in this microphone.
Sniff it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sniff it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
I,
just-
think it's cat piss.
I really had to go. So,
See his face? You better be panning that camera to your face, you crazy bastard.
All right, so
Ann Burrell, Ted Allen. Ann Burrell. I'm casting my vote for Ted Allen.
I told you.
I get one for Burl Ives.
I got. Yeah.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
You're right. That song sucks.
Ted Allen. He makes like barbecue, right?
Ted Allen.
Spit it out.
Which one is he? Chopped? I think he's chopped. Yeah.
Shit, you know
Well,
what?
I gotta go with the chop guy. I mean, obviously chop the pee.
A chappe? The pee-pee?
And my wife and I watch that show sometimes,
Yeah.
and the logo is like got the two P's, and the knife comes down in between them. And every time they do it, we're like, chop the pee. I don't know. It's
Chappy chappy your pee-pee.
Oh yeah, this was also the guy that was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, well,
married to a
yeah,
dude
yeah,
named
yeah.
Barry
I'm
Rice.
definitely gonna have to go with Ian Burlesque because fucking.
And
And
Definitely
Burlesque.
gonna go with Ian Burlesque because fucking. I don't want to get my pee chopped.
all right. Nathan?
I think he appreciates a good pee-pee.
Nathan.
No, Burl Ives.
All right.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
I
This
will,
week's
thank you.
mystery
Thank
basket
you.
includes prolapsed anus, hot dogs, and the theme is chicken sandwich.
And he makes ice cream, and it's delicious.
This one will be interesting. The 4 versus 29 matchup, second round.
Oh, you son of a bitch. you know what? Look, you always like, here's a bunch of random people, but I see the way you construct these things. I see what you do just to hurt me.
Julia Child
7'4", 500 pounds from Grenoble, France.
versus Chef Boyardee.
A horrible, horrible orange kind of sauce. I'm gonna say sauce
with the gravy.
I'm gonna go with Julia Child.
Yeah, me too.
Because again, she fought with the French Resistance during World War II.
Plus, she
Chef Boyardee fought with the Italian. Well, no, he didn't.
Can you hear me?
No, he surrendered to Salerno.
He ran from France to Italy.
If yours is starting to go, then that says to me that it's the batteries.
Test 1 2. No, my fat ass turned it off by mistake.
Oh. Can I have a word with your ass, please? Hey, stop turning things off.
Yeah, I agree, ass.
No.
Stop it.
Is he talking to me?
All right,
he's talking to me.
See, look.
Fredo and I have cast our votes for Julia Child. Where are you going?
Chopped. Are we really?
Julia Child,
Chef
Boyardee.
Fredo. I mean, Julia Child. Sorry.
I understand the confusion.
Nathan?
Yeah, I got mad respect for her. Yo.
That's another person I don't know who it is, but I do know who Chef Boyardee is.
No, Julia Child.
Julia Child?
Isn't that an actress or something?
No, you're thinking Julia Roberts.
Well, in the immortal words of Mr.
That's a
Bungle,
great big cock.
In the immortal words of Mike Patton, Chef Boyardee and the Three Musketeers shove Charleston chews in their rears like weirs. So we're gonna have to go with Chef Boyardee.
Shut up, Dan.
I don't know what the fuck.
I really.
All right, which one did he support? I'm gonna go the other way.
Boyardee.
All right.
You going Julia?
Like, I want to go Boyardee and support my people because, again, it's for my namesake for my wrestling persona, Chef Boyardee.
So how many was that?
I hate you with a crock pot.
That's 4 for Julia
Chef
Child.
Boyardee.
How many is that for canned ravioli?
I don't know.
1, 2.
1.
He ain't winning.
Yeah, no chance.
God damn. Look, Boyardee made it to the second round.
Good for him.
His first name? What's his first name?
Steve.
Steve Boyardee.
Steve Boyardee.
Boyardee.
Mr.
And
Food.
Elephant.
Mr. Food versus Hugh Fearnley Whittingstall.
Oh, I hated that guy the first time around.
But he's the one who got through because he was naked.
He was naked laying in peppers and tomatoes and shit.
Mr. Food.
I found some red food. I'm going to lay in it. No one can eat that now. You laid in it.
I was naked.
Cool. Stop it.
I laid in this food naked. How
Was
did
it
it
a
make you feel?
cucumber patch?
No.
It was red peppers, tomatoes, and some other red thingy. I don't know.
And he's like, "Hey, look
It
at
was
me.
it was
I'm
very
naked."
it was very American Beauty except American Grocery. It was I didn't like it.
I like that American Grocery. I like that.
I would watch that movie.
American Grocery.
Yeah. Just for Chris Cooper shooting himself in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that the movie where he's beaten off in the meat freezer?
Wait, what?
Did he? Maybe.
Yeah. American Grocer?
Yeah. So he had to go somewhere. He goes in his garage.
Just filming the cart return guy. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
He like goes over and has spaghetti with the neighbor's son.
Spaghetti.
And then the father's like, "No sausages." It's a fucking really good movie, man.
Yeah. I'd watch
American
it.
Grocery.
Or I will watch it when I get home.
You ain't getting home.
No, you'll
man.
watch it now, goddammit.
You're going to sleep.
Let's go.
Turn the TV on.
Mr. Food.
Mr.
Hugh
Food.
Fearnley Whittingstall. Mr. Nude.
Mr. Food rules.
Mr. Food versus Mr. Nude.
Well, look, since Mr. Nude invented liverwurst, I'm gonna have to go with him.
All right. Dan?
I'm gonna go with Mr. Food because if I remember anything from Beavis and Butthead, it's the thing where Butthead's all like, "Beavis, you're not supposed to have your penis out while you're cooking," and then the lady like drives away.
Yeah.
From the drive-through thing.
Beavis, you're not supposed to have your penis out.
Because I don't want any pubes in my food.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, God. Did we bring this up first round? Mr. Food died of pancreatic cancer.
Oh, fucking Slim Jims. Then that guy that was Dirty
What?
Dancing. Look, Slim Jims and Dirty Dancing will give you fucking pancreatic cancer.
Oh.
Hold on.
If
I'm listening now.
Had the time of my life.
Bermuda, Bahama. No, wrong song?
Wrong song.
Bermuda, Bahama, come on,
on,
jerky
baby,
meat
mama.
product.
Still wants me to. Oh God, what's the if I could remember the actress's name?
Steve.
Something. Yeah, Steve Gray.
Julia
That was her
Child.
name. No.
For
You're
500.
never gonna lift her. 500 pounds, which is weird considering they have kilometers over there.
Gordon Ramsay versus John Besh.
Sometimes I know I'm fucking up, and I just say, you know what, go with it. Killer.
It was so
fuck.
much better than what you meant to say. Anyway,
Yes.
man. You know that fat bitch. They got to measure her claws.
Is Gordon Ramsay
How much do you-
screams a lot? I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the guy that
He
was
calls
like,
everybody shit.
He
Yeah,
put
and he's
bread
like-
around someone's head and called her an idiot sandwich.
If you put any more oil on the plate, the U.S. is gonna try and invade it.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got my fucking vote.
If this chicken were any blacker, it'd be asking me for a new part.
Reality Brief, Wednesdays at 8. And what's wrong with the Twitch feed?
Hey, you gotta check it out though because we got a new co-host.
Ramsey or Besh, Nathan?
Oh, Ramsey.
Ramsey, I'm casting mine.
I
for
know
Ramsey.
he's that evil Egyptian, and we're not supposed to like him, but
Fred is checked out
I
anyway.
said that earlier.
I know you're still sour on the first round.
Who's the other person?
John Besh.
I'm gonna go with John Tesh. I told you I like his music.
John Tesh, very
I like this time.
Entertainment tonight, entertainment tonight, entertainment tonight.
No,
entertainment
that's not how
tonight.
it goes. It's entertainment tonight. I'm here to entertain you, and it's tonight that I'm entertain you. Cause it's tonight that we're. It's different.
I thought there was no music
NASCAR.
tonight.
Cause Mary Hart's got some legs.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah.
But we wrote a
Is
song
that
about it.
entertainment tonight or chicken tonight?
No, entertainment
I
tonight.
feel like chicken tonight.
I feel like chicken.
I feel like chicken.
Well, we can't all be lead singers, can we?
Feel like chicken.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the best stripper song ever. Don't ask me how I know.
You like chicken bone?
No, not chicken tonight. Feel like making love because it has fast parts, it has slow parts, and it's really long. And I only had $1 and it was noon.
Chef.
A side note: strippers don't like it when you throw pennies at them.
No way. I took a stripper to work the other day. Chef
Wait,
versus Paul
Whoa,
Prudhomme.
whoa! Does your wife know you took a stripper?
Yeah,
to
I told
work?
her. Yeah,
You taking a work boy? Work that work that shit.
I told her. I picked her up and took her to work.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my job.
where are you working at that you
Your
took a
job
stripper
is-
in with you?
Oh, what are you?
Ride
Oh, that's
What?
right. You're doing the Suber thing, right?
ish.
Ish.
It's one of them. Yeah, it's the other one, the one with the Y.
The one with the Y.
Yeah.
Life.
Yelp.
Yes. Yelp for
Doing
cars.
Yelp for 1,000.
Yelp for assholes.
Yelp for 1,000.
You know what? I really,
Alex?
now that idea sat there for a minute, I really like the idea of Yelp for assholes. We can just rate individuals.
Why would you rate an asshole?
Dan, you've brought some new
Your
technology
asshole's
to us.
magnificent, but you should wipe better.
You should bleach. Really should.
I'm saying if you can rate businesses, you should be able to rate customers.
I'd rate my neighbor. He's never talked to me. It's been like 12 years.
You
He's
rate
great.
your neighbor?
I know that sounds
5
really
stars.
close. You really may want to enunciate that T.
Hey, Fredo, you might
I'll
want to
rate
call them
my
cops
neighbor.
you keep talking about because this motherfucker raped his neighbor.
I no.
You better not talk about it. That's right.
Yeah, you know, I'm not getting involved.
Rate with a T.
I'm gonna be like every other member. So
I'm going to evaluate. I mean, rate. God damn it. Evaluate.
I'm just not gonna get involved.
Smart. He's mine.
Chef versus Paul Prudhomme.
Chef.
Chef. You mean from South Park?
Yep.
TV chef counts.
And the other guy, he's the guy that does the salad dressing.
Paul Prudhomme
That's
does.
Paul Newman.
He's the one who looks like what's his nuts? The fat guy.
Fredo?
Hold on, I'll put the camera on me. There, that's what he looks like.
Dom DeLuise. He's the one who looks like Dom DeLuise.
Oh, he was. Wait, that's Paul Prudhomme. I gotta go with him. I liked him. He's dead now, but
They're all dead now.
not all dead.
They're all over there now.
Man, it's a toss-up because I do love me some chocolate salty balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Chef just because of the way he died.
Yep.
Well, what's it? Chef,
Children.
Chef was all mixed up with that alien cult, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Happens.
yeah, he was a Scientologist.
Well, that was Isaac Hayes. He Chef.
Which is Chef.
Chef was with the
Even
Super
then on the
Adventure
show,
Club.
Didn't they do a thing where he was like mind controlled?
Chef was with the Super Adventure Club.
Yes.
Asshole, Kyle. Gonna make love to your butthole, Kyle.
Children?
I wanna make love to the children. It was a great episode.
God damn.
Super
Yeah,
Adventure
let's go
Club.
with Prudhomme.
Oh, Prudhomme.
That was his last.
Oh my god.
That was the last issue, right? I mean, that's the last time he was around.
He wasn't.
He wasn't
He
even
didn't.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the one that where they pasted
They
his
just.
voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
Super
last
Adventure
one.
Club.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, he died.
They killed Chef.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to
I
come
mean,
back as Darth
the
Chef.
death scene was like the most epic shit ever.
Yeah.
Man. He was just like
He got, he got pulled
5
apart
minutes or
like by a
something.
bobcat and a bear.
Go home
Yeah.
and watch it.
Great.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bat pig. We're 2-2. Who hasn't voted yet?
I think
Nathan?
me. I'm gonna
Chef
go.
Perdomo.
Look, Chef had more than just chocolate salty balls. There was a whole album.
You're gonna go with now that you know
Chef
who
Aid.
Perdomo is?
I know who Perdomo was.
Who was it?
I didn't know.
Oh,
the guy,
fat
who,
guy.
the
tell me
French
it was-
guy who looks like Dom DeLuise.
Well, he was like Cajun and stuff too. We only got room for one Cajun chef.
Wow, really?
I'm not on camera. You're not on camera. Why am I pointing at you? It's coming. It's coming. Brace
Fraser?
yourself.
Dude, I really gotta congratulate you guys on upping the production. It's fucking great. I'm blown away.
I wish our other lab didn't blow out. Whatever happened to it, but you know.
Your other what? Oh, the
Lab
mic.
mic, yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's just that fucking battery, man.
I hope so.
I mean, what'd you do? Pay $6 for that mic? I mean, how much you think that battery cost?
We paid
My headphones are
$40
back.
for
All right.
those mics.
$40 for one mic of those?
Yep.
You got ripped the fuck off.
Amazon.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
It's because of the XLR.
Oh yeah, you said instead of just getting an adapter, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it's probably because of the preamp.
Also
the thing
true.
that's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, Chef Prudhomme.
Chef.
Chef.
What's up?
You know, Chef was okay in round one, but now that we're starting to get serious, it's really not okay. I'm just gonna let you know.
Next round. Next round.
He's
he'll be
moved
gone.
there. No, it's no.
He's gone next round.
He should never have made it this far. Let's be honest.
Bobby Flay versus Joanne Weir.
Joanne Weir was which one?
Bobby Weir.
Bobby Weir.
Joanne Weir. She's
I'm
on
gonna-
PBS.
I'm gonna go with Flay.
I mean, I gotta go Bobby Flay too.
I will. Whatever he said. No.
Bobby Flay.
Who was the
Bobby Flay, Joanne Weir.
Bobby Flair or Joanne Weir?
Yep.
Bobby Flay did challenges and stuff, and he cooked in deserts and shit.
And Joanne
Yeah.
Weir.
Joanne Weir. Some
PBS.
She's a desert guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Public
Really
broadcasting. This is
just
just as bad as internet podcast.
Yeah.
I love the criteria. Oh, can't get over without support from a federal government? Beat it, bitch. All right. I'll go home and make some toast. I'll make a third of a piece of bread, goddammit.
Nathan,
What?
which way you going?
Bobby.
Bobby. He's the number 2 seed. He's the highest seed left right now.
Dude, I bought these for you guys. I don't drink
Yes.
this bullshit, but I know you guys do, so please drink them. You want one? It's sugar free.
What's happening?
I got a little bit of a stockpile back there.
I don't
I will
drink
tap
these
into 'em
normally,
eventually.
but I think I'm gonna need this tonight.
Man, I
I'm
figured,
good.
24 hours of sitting around talking out your ass gets tiring.
Well,
And since we do have the sponsorship from Nas for Reality Brief, I
You
figured-
sponsor?
Yeah, but Nas.
But
They don't know. Don't tell them. It's kind of like Bojangles,
Uh-huh.
Got it. I
but
got
they
it.
definitely keep our show running.
this is about time.
Swedish Chef
What?
versus the Naked Chef.
Okay, refresh me on the Naked Chef. I know the
Jamie
Swedish Chef.
Oliver.
I'm sorry. The Swedish Chef is the Muppet guy. That's the refresher you need on the Naked Chef.
yeah, but
Fredo.
so again, here we go. Where
Toys.
it was
Here
okay
we
for
go.
getting them out of round one, but we gotta start getting serious.
Swedish Chef.
Naked Chef. Naked Chef porn. Let me see if I can find this guy.
Don't.
What?
It's not
Is
porn.
it really porn?
He's
or
not
he's,
naked,
like,
no.
Cooking food and shit.
I just
No,
put
he
porn.
just cooks like good food. Like,
Yeah.
clean, like clean naked food.
Clean like this
not-
dude.
Oh.
That's gonna fuck up my search history. It's
Yeah,
just,
why would
it's
you do
just
that?
dudes. I don't know why it's just dudes.
There's sausage. You're cooking sausage.
Nah.
Obviously.
Slow cooking.
Some spotted dick.
Slow cooking spotted dick.
I went to spotted dick twice today. I feel good about that.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I'm assuming, Fredo, you are going Naked Chef.
Naked Chef, Mr. Raw, natural. I don't cook shit and put it together. Just making salads and garbage.
Yeah. Hey, look.
don't like 'em.
Hey, look. I made a carrot.
I'm
I got
sorry.
it right out of the bag and I cut it.
Does he have any friends that are chickens?
Exactly.
You ever talk to chickens?
Exactly, man.
Have I ever seen the naked chef's feet? I ever seen the Swedish chef's feet. You know what? I appreciate
You
that.
made me look at your fucking feet today.
I'm not putting them away either. I wear sweatpants. I might take these off later.
Oh, man.
Motherfuckers.
I absolutely had. If I'd have known that was gonna happen, I wouldn't fucking commit it to all 24 hours.
Oh my god, gnarly feet action.
My feet are fucked. I don't care.
No, your feet, and now you're threatening to take off your sweatpants.
Swedish Chef 2,
the
Naked
inside of
Chef
these
1.
completely filled with sawdust.
I can
It'll
either
be terrible if I take
cast the vote for Naked Chef to tie it, or I can cast the vote for
Bergen,
Swedish Chef
bitch.
and put him through.
Did I vote?
You voted for Naked Chef.
Yes,
No, that's right.
you voted for Chef Boyardee.
No, I didn't.
You voted for the Swedish Chef.
I'm getting serious with my votes now because now we gotta choose a real winner. That shouldn't be.
It's gonna be the Swedish Chef. I'm gonna fight you tooth and nail all fucking night for it. It's gonna be the Swedish Chef.
What do I want to do here? I really want to put Swedish Chef through.
Justin.
Now the tournament is TV chefs. Mm-hmm. Who's brought you more joy on TV, the Swedish Chef or any fucking person else?
Easily.
What are your criteria? The food?
All right, we got Martha Stewart.
Oh, who did you vote
versus Steven Reichlen?
Stephen Wright, the little deadpan dude.
Steven Reichlen is the guy who looks like he farts a lot and he makes barbecue.
Oh, Martha Stewart.
Everybody looks like the guy that looks like he farts a lot. So I mean,
that's Fred Armisen, really.
He really does look like
he
looks like he farts all
in
the
a
time.
way.
What's up?
Are we all?
Fred Armisen?
People that fart a lot.
Anyway, go ahead.
Martha Stewart. Steven Reichlen.
Martha Stewart.
Obviously, the bitch went to fuck. She'll shank you in your neck.
Word.
Better vote for her.
I'm voting for Martha. Where you going, Nathan?
Hold on, I got you. There's Martha. Martha.
Throwing up gang signs. Word.
Throw down. It's the
Down.
M's.
Martha.
Alton Brown versus Marianne Esposito.
Now, Elton Brown, he's Don't Let the Sun Go Down.
Yeah, that is him, and that's what I'm voting for.
Alton Brown.
I'm still cooking dinner.
Ever been
Okay, look.
frying up some pancakes?
Why fried pancakes?
Why not?
Deep fried pancakes. Holy shit. Patent it.
Oh. Make it a pizza, Matt's gonna die.
Someone's gonna. I can't feel my feet. Look at them. They're dead. Don't look at them. Stop looking at my feet. What's wrong with y'all?
What the fuck is that gnarly thing? That's a foot?
I was in a fire. Come on. Jeez.
Were you really?
No.
Oh my god.
I thought it was
They
like
look really good for fire feet, don't they? Now who's judging?
I thought it was like an oversized, dried out piece of jerky.
It's not oversized. My feet are tiny.
feel my
Fucking
feet
mold on the tip.
I gotta go take a piss.
He's dead.
Oh my
And I
god.
like it.
Fucking Fred Flintstone feet right there.
Yeah, brontosaurus ribs right on that motherfucker.
Sounds so good. I'll cover them up. Fuck.
Better cover
This is
that
my
shit
favorite
up.
part.
Shame on you.
Which do you,
People get stoned in other countries for that shit.
do you go over or do you go under? You
And
go
not the
under.
good
Go
kind of
under.
stoned either, man. Like the kind of stone where you're fucking dead.
There we go. Better?
Oh.
Better now? Ready to talk chefs? Ready to get serious?
Alton Brown.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
really, just I lost my appetite. I can't talk chefs, man. The fucking gnarly ass things around.
Alton Brown.
I'm going to get the foot cam on.
Marianne Esposito.
Ooh, I like Espositos. You ever had them? They got them at Taco Bell.
What?
I haven't been to Taco Bell in so long.
Yeah, me too. Thank God.
They
We're
got
going to Taco
apples
Bell in the
and
morning,
caramel
Justin.
in them.
Oh, empanadas.
Yeah, Espositos.
See this?
Fucking
Does she
great.
play second base for the Cubs? Not now.
Yeah, shortstop.
Yeah.
That's right. That is.
You pulling up short?
Who was the question?
Fredo left.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown.
Alton
that I'm
Brown.
Still Standing song was in
Alton
that movie
Brown.
Sing, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Alton
So-
Brown. That's the guy that went back in time to get
You want to
Michael
go
J.
back
Fox.
in time?
What?
Back in time.
You know, that's a different song. I'm trying to get one
Oh,
of
that's Ghostbusters. Isn't it?
That was Soul Man. What the hell was that? I'm a Soul Man. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da.
Gotta go
Back in time. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da.
Who you gonna call?
What?
Lewis.
Huey Lewis. Oh my God! Can we get a Huey Lewis mega mix? Not just all in one song.
Gonna go back in time. Alton Brown. Marianne Esposito.
Alton Brown. Alton Brown, just so I can reference the "I'm Still Standing" original video. Once Fredo's back in the next round, he's like, "We're trying to be serious here, because it's nothing but just nude men, really muscular men on a French beach." Oh, and there's some women too.
That's
but
enough for me.
There's
I'm
some women
voting for Alton Brown.
There's some women too, but there's
Just
like
for that?
you can tell the cameraman and none of the men on set are interested in them at all. They're like, we're dancing in fancy dresses and shit, and the other dude's like, fuck you, man. I'm still standing better than with some other dudes. It's like, all right, man. Thanks,
perfect.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown, Marianne Esposito. Where are you going?
I'm gonna wait until Fredo gets back so I can choose the opposite of what he does.
Okay. You gotta go back in time.
So then doesn't it automatically cancel out? So whatever he votes, you're gonna vote the other ones. One each. We're good.
That's true.
Hey, moving on up.
Yeah, I guess when you look at it that
The
way.
Jeffersons was not a Huey Lewis song.
Oh. Jefferson the Airplane, right?
Sure. God,
Or
I'd
was
watch
it
that.
Was it Jefferson Starship?
There's all of
That
them.
was Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, Thomas T.J. Maxx.
Thomas Jefferson.
Well, Fredo.
I can't hear.
What happened now?
I keep breaking things.
Oh.
Don's version of Schoolhouse Rock is going to be a lot better.
I'm just a bill.
I think Don's Schoolhouse Rock is going to be really good. Dan's songs are going to be a little wordy. It's going to be a little wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it's like, this is a lot for the kids to process. Fuck it. This is important. I'm like, all right, Dan. Do it, man.
It's gonna sound like
Others
he's
in
singing in fucking Taiwanese or something.
You lose a lot in the context in the translation. So you got to learn the original language if you understand.
Okay, so
Is Matt dead?
Well, we know what song's
No.
gonna get the most airplay.
you know what? It's 2-0. I'm just gonna leave it. Alton Brown, you win. Good
Word.
Good job.
John.
Good job. Sandra Lee versus Chris Kimball.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Sarah Lee. She makes some
Sandra
good.
Lee.
fucking
That was the
cake.
first thing I said, too. And they were like, you're wrong. And then I was Sandra Lee. She's that
Another
Dr.
actress.
Nah, she's that Dr. Pimple Popper on YouTube. Excising cysts and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty gross.
Yeah,
I
why are
think
you
Chris
cooking
Kimball-
that?
I think Chris Kimball's the Muppet-looking dude on PBS.
No, it was the lead singer of Audio Slave. And, yeah.
He's dead.
Obviously.
What?
Don't they do that song?
Welcome to the jungle.
No, they do that song. Gotta go back in time.
Yes. It's a Muppet show tonight. Ah, Christ almighty.
Chris Kimball, Muppet-looking dude. Sandra Lee, whoever the hell that is.
I think I remember liking Sandra Lee. Well, Sandra Lee beat Guy for the first round.
That's because
Man.
everybody was being shitty.
I gotta say, I do love me some Christmas, so I will go with Kris Kringle.
There we go.
Well, that's why I like Brenda Lee.
What the hell is happening here?
What's up?
But I mean, fucking, what has martial arts got to do with Christmas, dude?
Thurgood Marshall has a lot to do with Christmas. Thank you very much. Without him, well, we'd be fine. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, Thurgood Marshall's more like Thanksgiving. You know, I got the wishbone.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Bad to the wishbone.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sandra Lee, Chris Kimball.
Who would Chris Kimball do?
Kringles.
Kringle?
PBS.
Christmas
Oh, that's a
Kringles.
good. You pop it open, they come.
No! I need to take my vote back.
Chris
Fuck
Kimball's
podcast broadcast system.
So you're going Sandra Lee.
Sandra
going-
Lee's a self-made man. That's right.
Her specialty is the sausage link.
Nathan?
Let's go Sandra Lee.
All right.
She still
go
gets a
ahead and make that
carryover
a
from
sweep.
taking out Guy.
Blam. All right. Moving right along. Jugga-dunk, jugga-dunk.
This next one's very important. You might need to.
Number 14.
He's gonna go out and yell.
Number 46. Justin Wilson
What?
versus
Well,
Jeff
hold
Morrow.
on. What? Who?
Justin Wilson versus who?
Jeff Morrow.
Forget Mauro Ranallo. He's not
the,
involved in this.
Sandwich King. Jeff Morrow is the
I
Sandwich
Justin.
King.
I
Justin.
can't remember what song he sings. It's the Wilson twins, right?
It's Wilson Phillips.
Wilson Phillips.
Gonna try, you're gonna go your way. Hold on for this one day. Hold on.
Can you repeat the question?
Justin Wilson.
No, the question.
Can you hold your way if you hold on for just one day?
All right, the other
Do
guy.
it.
Okay. Justin Wilson or Jeff Morrow?
Whoever doesn't sing that horrible song.
Justin. Justin. You're a chef?
I'm not a chef.
You're a Cajun chef?
But you gotta go to the other part. Things are gonna go your way.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, I got you.
Great song.
Okay.
Living in America. Right now.
Nathan. Jeff Morrow.
Yeah,
Justin
I like
Wilson.
him. He's great. What about him?
Or Justin Wilson.
Oh, well, he's the best.
Sandwich King.
Who's the sandwich
or
king?
Justin Wilson. Jeff Morrow.
That's not gonna be. Who wants a damn Cajun
Who's
sandwich?
the king of Wilson? Who's
Justin
Wilson
Wilson's the
king of?
Cajun, the Raging Cajun.
The Raging Cajun.
You're Cajun? I thought you were Canadian. Raging Canadian?
I'm
What's
neither.
how is a Raging Canadian? How does a Canadian rage? Show me.
An Asian Canadian.
Hey, buddy.
You're an
Oh,
Asian
see,
Canadian.
calm the fuck down, Justin.
Brother,
God damn.
brother. Brother.
What? How? What? Are you an
Tommy?
Asian Canadian? An
No,
Asian Canadian.
I'm neither of
What
those
is that? What do
things.
you make? Like fucking, General Tso's poutine?
I'm
How does
none
that
of
work?
I'm none of these things. I'm not a chef either.
How do you get the General Tso's?
Brother.
He's an Asian Canadian.
Oh, I thought you said Raging Canadian.
No, Asian.
Makes a lot more sense now.
All right.
Asian.
General Tso's poutine.
Trying to think if that would sound good or bad.
Probably.
What's that?
Disgusting.
General
Poutine on
Tso's.
its own.
Get some General Tso's chicken, right?
Right.
Good start. Now imagine,
Pour-
fuck that chicken, right?
Pour gravy on
Get out of it.
Throw some French fries in there, and then some gravy over top of it.
But first,
Actual
sounds
gravy.
delicious.
no. You have to tempura
Brown gravy.
batter
Brown
the
Turkey
French
gravy.
fries. if you
No,
do it
yeah,
first.
turkey gravy. Brown gravy. Brown gravy.
No, I guess I'm gonna throw.
Brown gravy.
It'd be General Tso's gravy.
Oh shit, that
think-
sounds good.
I think that
I
sounds
want that
good.
on potatoes.
I want.
I want that on French fries.
I want brown gravy. You're talking about
That's
brown
what
gravy,
poutine. That's
We're
what
not
poutine
ordering.
is.
This isn't real.
but you're saying brown
hypothetical.
gravy. But you're saying brown gravy, not spaghetti gravy.
Well, poutine.
That's not a real
No.
thing.
It
No.
is. It is a
No,
real
no, the
thing.
Italians
It is a real
call it
thing. My
gravy.
grandmother's gonna punch you in the fucking eye.
Huh?
My grandmother is gonna punch you in the fucking eye.
Hold on,
It is
hold
a
on.
real thing. The gravy, the Sunday
wait,
gravy.
It's
It's
not
a real thing.
It's
Hold on.
it's
Questions.
spaghetti gravy.
Questions. How old is your grandmother?
She's like old,
Why you?
All right. Well, then tell her where I'm at. I'm gonna. I'm ready.
but I didn't mention the part to where she's cybernetic.
All right.
She
Well,
does cybernetically
okay.
enhanced.
I wanted her to come over so I could apologize and shake her metal hands.
She's got a fucking meatball maker, and she's like,
I don't want it coming out of there.
Do that again.
it's like a techno song.
I like that beat.
Keep making me
Keep that
pulse.
beat. Keep that beat going.
Oh, he's switching like 6
Dun,
minutes.
dun, dun,
Just
dun,
cutting
dun, dun,
mics. Just
dun,
cutting
dun, dun,
mics.
Okay.
Cut
dun,
all
dun, dun.
mics
No,
now.
man,
There
it's
we go.
fucking. I was getting into this.
Me neither.
Don't lay down a fucking beat if you're not gonna just keep going with it, bro.
Fredo's got.
Sorry, Fredo.
Justin
I
Wilson
know you wanted to spit the hot fire, but I
Oh,
just
bro, I thought
cannot
it
keep
spit.
up my end of
versus
the ball.
Jeff Morrow.
I piss hot fire.
Jeff Beck.
I gotta get those.
You might want to get that checked
Yeah,
out.
it's not done.
Jeff
Okay,
Morrow
yeah. This
versus
one.
Justin Wilson.
I'm going.
Oh, you win.
I gotta go with Justin Wilson.
Hell yeah.
I know him.
Yeah, man, you're
I've
good.
known him for years. Him and I. He used to be on my radio show every now and then. He stopped by. We'd have some great
Whatever
bits.
happened to him?
Yeah, Justin
You
Wilson.
mean
Yeah.
you mean my radio show, the Mike and Bob show?
No. I mean my show, which was after the real Mike and Bob show. When I did the Alfredo Torres debacle, that was my show.
That never happened.
Justin, did it happen?
I'm here now. All of a sudden,
Hey, what's
am
up?
I in the bit or not?
You're in the bit. I just.
I think the better question is, why the fuck would you want some General Tso's poutine?
Or
because
poutine in general.
Well, first of all,
Thanks.
I've been a huge fan
French
of
fries and
poutine
gravy,
for
sir.
years. So I don't know why anybody would not want poutine. I love poutine. I've been all about getting up into poutine since I was fucking
Nathan?
16.
Did you talk about that on my
16?
Nathan,
Nobody
mean
talked
11.
about it on my
Nathan.
show.
Justin Wilson or Jeff Morrow?
Oh, you're great, man. You're going through.
Jesus Christ.
You win.
I'll vote for the Raging Cajun.
Well, of course.
Of course, yeah. You don't want to feel because
Don't
you
you
always
vote
feel
for
funny
yourself?
voting for yourself, right?
It's
But
okay.
anyway, did we not have?
We have two more. We need to.
What about my
and we're
show?
At the top
What
of the
about
hour.
when you were on my show?
Rachel
That
Ray
never
Was
happened.
it not as good?
Fredo,
Yeah, it
it
happened.
never happened.
Rachel
Were
Ray
you not on my show?
versus Paula Dean.
Oh, wait a minute.
How the hell did Paula Dean get through? I thought we all voted for Too Many Cooks.
No, you guys did. You
many
actually
cooks,
were the
bro?
only person. Everybody else
Paula
did.
Dean.
I voted for Too Many Cooks. I
Okay.
think you and I
Oh,
were Too
we're
Many
the only
Cooks.
Too many cooks.
They're out.
Yeah.
They're out.
Paula
They're out.
Dean beat them.
What?
By
Yeah.
they lost to
Exactly.
Paula Dean.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I don't give a shit how racist she is. The bitch could cook. And my stomach don't know color.
I'm willing to forgive. Look, Michael Jackson
like
got the
collard
kids. They
You
were fine.
forgave Michael Jackson
I didn't do
with
shit.
his fucking secret room of fucking child molestation, but now
man.
all of a sudden, Paula Dean.
Yeah, but I'm
Mr.
definitely going
Bean.
Rachel Ray
Mr.
over
Bean
Paula
says
Dean.
one
Paula
word.
Dean says one word 35 years ago, and all of a sudden she's fucking racist.
You son of a bitch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the
touchy bar.
But meanwhile, you give Michael Jackson a pass, who's having little kids go and play on his
Rachel
Never
Ray
Neverlands. And then,
versus
and
Paula
goes into
Dean.
the secret
It's
room.
59. Rachel Ray versus Paula Dean.
Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray.
She did a Maxim spread, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my
Ray
criteria
and
in the
Paula
first
But
round.
she pulled the lips apart.
Did she?
Yeah, but what did Paula Dean do in prison?
Nothing. Because she didn't go.
Okay, I'll take the other one.
But she could cook.
Rachel Ray went to prison?
I'll forgive a fucking racist if she could cook.
You know, I mean,
At the end of the day, I
You
don't
could taste the...
it's subjective.
You used that joke first round, didn't you? You could taste the hate so good.
Oh my god. The way she'll take the hate and just
Sprinkle it on top.
And she'll take a little bit of
All right,
fucking disgust.
last matchup.
This week on the show, we'll be making some Mein Kampf biscuits.
Okay.
Giada De Laurentiis and James Beard.
James Beard, because it's easier to pronounce.
I'm going Giada.
I'm going to go John Laurinaitis as well.
I got Jihad.
All right, now they're going to show up for real.
Yeah, now it's...
All right.
Uh-oh. red
Second
flag.
round. All done.
Is it top of the hour?
We are there.
At the sound of the
Don't open the door.
The,
Fucking the bugs are going to come in.
the chime,
Just, God damn.
looking over that kitty cat clock. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Straight up. Oh, holy shit. It's straight up 11 o'clock. That surprised me.
Wow.
Look at that Kit Kat clock. It's moving.
Is it the Kit Kat clock? Or the Kit Kat clock?
Or is it the kid clack cock?
That's what
Ain't
that's
that
what
one.
Matt said earlier.
The kid clack cock.
Click.
cock.
Yeah.
The click
Click
clack
clack
clock.
cock.
The click cat cock.
The cock cucks clan.
The the Ku Klux Klan?
No, the cock cucks clan.
What the fuck is going
Cucks
on?
clack cock.
Bojangles. Because, I don't know, man. Thank you, Bojangles,
'Cause we're not
for your
racist?
sponsorship and getting us out of whatever that was.
Because nothing says
I don't know
love
if it
like a
was going
biscuit and a
trending.
lynching.
It was either going to trend racist or trend, what's the other one? Both bad. Bojangles. If you wanted food, this is a place.
Should have went across the street.
We've got walls, ceiling, floors, usually dirt, but whatever. Look, all of our chicken, freshly washed. Look at that. Clean as a baby's diaper.
Paula Dean vagina?
God damn.
My God, could this commercial last any longer?
They paid for the time. I got to give it to them.
All right, fair enough.
Because the couch is abandoned, so that's a good place to put the logo. It's bow time. Fucking, you can tell it's late. All right, we only have one camera on Fredo and an empty couch because Justin and I abandoned couch, and I'm in the producer chair for some reason. Sweaty?
It's sweaty over there.
Don ain't gonna help that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm staying right where I'm at.
Oh hey, I can go over producer me.
Let's go.
There I am. It's oh shit, top of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do the jackass thing yet?
You're a little late on
No,
that.
you got to do the jackass thing first.
MrCrassis.com.
So,
Bitch!
That was awful. You guys are okay.
We were on top of things.
And real world intro, go.
This is the true story of 24 hours, picked to be broadcast and have the day taped. To find out what happens when people don't get sleep and podcast instead.
What a story, Mark.
It's GMYD. All day, you drunks.
All day,
That is a sexy opening sequence.
all day, every day.
I got a
All
question.
day.
First and foremost, right up front,
All
before
day,
you even
drunks.
do any
Here
of
we
your
go.
bullshit production.
Okay.
Word.
All right.
It's already
Does
done.
this
Don't worry.
mean
Bullshit.
Does this mean that you guys are going to be back on the radio doing the show,
We're going to do the show.
like weekly?
Yeah.
So is this the commemoration?
Yeah, this is the
Just to
return.
kick off?
Yeah. Yep.
So why is Matt sleeping?
We're doing this again?
He's taking a break.
Taking a break.
Is
Because
he
it doesn't
asleep?
get too crowded. No, he's not asleep. He's just checking. It doesn't get too
Oh,
crowded.
if he's
in
asleep,
here.
I'm gonna go like cuddle up to him and just say, "Hey, what's up? Hey,
No,
hey."
no,
Until he
I
wakes
was
up.
over there just talking to him.
Yeah. We got some interesting convo when he comes back, though. Because with the makeover, it prompted a response from Twitch that will be
address?
Something. Yeah.
I thought you guys would got your pee smacked on Twitch.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why they're on Twitch. I don't know why they follow Twitch.
Yeah, he
bunch of fucking morons on
he gives too much. He just gives too much credence. And Matt, under that exterior, he's a sensitive boy.
Yeah,
Sure.
but
he's a sensitive.
But here's this goes back to the conversation we had earlier.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
People
with that
are
comment. Just let it die.
No. I'm saying people are assholes, and when you give them the chance to fucking hide behind.
Paula Dean's vagina.
When you get
Thanks,
a chance
Jenny.
to hide behind a computer, now they become fucking extreme assholes.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. That's
like an extremophile for an asshole.
Well, you know what? I was actually reading through that little bit of combo thing.
People are stupid.
Yeah, it's not. There's much worse to be said or had.
But not the point.
I know. Matt's a sensitive boy.
Right, but the thing, yeah,
it's hard, man. It's hard.
People are just assholes, and
yeah.
When you put yourself out there, you gotta do it. Trust me, I've been.
We've been talking shit about you for years, right?
Yeah, exactly. And,
Like
I told them, no, fuck this. This don't bother me. But people who I told them I used to be on Twitter, and the reason I stopped, I got off Twitter was because there was one guy who was relentless with me, and there was no reason for it. He just knew he could get under my skin, and knew that he hid behind a Twitter name, which allowed him to say what he wanted without repercussion.
Right.
Because I had no problem if he would have been in front of me of putting him in the hospital.
I mean, is that because you're just too old to know there's a block function?
Or did it just bother you that there was somebody actually out there?
No, it had nothing to do with blocking. It had to do with.
I'm just fucking around. I'm talking about why you
I had
got
to
off
think
Twitter.
about it because it had been a while.
Instead of just getting off Twitter, you could have just blocked him.
No, because he was still out there using my name and saying things.
That's
he
what
probably
just
has
like
like
a
a zillion
make
soccer
my name
accounts.
taste like shit in your mouth.
Yeah, but it bothered me that there was somebody out there besmirching my name who couldn't look me in the face and say it. It's one thing for you to sit here and look me in the face and call me an asshole, and then say to everybody, Alfredo's an asshole, you're not hiding.
Versus
you're across the street and you're telling everybody you're an asshole. But meanwhile...
We don't go across the street. Pigs there.
But meanwhile, when we're together, you're like, oh man, you're cool, and I don't like that. So so rather than have somebody out there...
kind of the whole internet, though. You take asshole and anonymity equals a total fucking train wreck.
Right.
Yeah, but is that class of generations too? Because you come from a place where if people talk shit, they would actually get popped in the mouth for it.
Well, that's why I when people start talking shit to me, I'm like, okay, come say it to my face.
It meant more back then, but now it's so ubiquitous that, man, that shit just happens. It's noise.
Sure, people sit there and yeah, but by the same token, it's maybe the younger generation might be able to deal with it, but me, I can't.
Yeah.
And you got something to say to me, be honest and be upfront with me. And you don't like me, then tell me you don't like me. I'm cool.
I like you.
I'm not.
Hey, when I think you're wrong, I do it to your face.
Yeah, and I respect that. Mm-hmm. I respect it. It's not, oh no, you're right. And then as soon as I walk out, that fucking motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. Fuck him.
Did you ever think that maybe they were giving you such a hard time because you run around saying you had a radio show and you really didn't?
I did. I don't know if maybe because you didn't listen to it.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Hey, I say I have a band and fucking I don't.
Yeah, but I have pictures.
God, he's gonna break out the
Photoshop.
Look, all I'm saying is the new Psychic Fuck Party album is gonna drop this time next year. It's gonna be rad.
Come on over. I'm getting ready to show you a picture.
Oh God damn it!
Come on.
He's got out the photo album. It's great.
I got it. Come on.
He scrapbooks at his spare time, which is like 20 hours a day.
Are you judging what I do in my time? If I scrapbook, I scrapbook. That's my business. That ain't yours.
You fucking play with G.I.
Who the
Joe.
fuck are you? To sit there and fucking...
Man's got a point. Hold on. I gotta check my auctions.
I count my shekels. We all got our hobbies.
Come on, you bastards. I need to make payments. Buy my shit.
Here it is.
Where's eBay?
This would be me at the studio.
With Jesus Christ himself?
No, with my kid. I'm looking.
What a superstar.
This is me at the studio with my kids. Okay. When they were on my show with me.
Yeah, look. If you guys can see that right there, you can clearly see the feathering where it was edited into the picture.
Mm-hmm. That guy's holding
children are actually stuffed monkeys with.
My children are not stuffed
His children
monkeys.
are not stuffed monkeys. Holy shit, I'm with you on this one.
No. These are
No.
my children.
You're
These
not
are.
listening to me.
What are you
You're not
saying?
listening to me.
You saying
The
this is
point-
fake?
Yes, it's clearly. You can, look. Let's take another look.
News.
Let's take another look. Clearly, you can see the poor feathering on this green screen job. The kids, they're not real kids.
It's like
He's
the angle of
got
the
kids.
light's all funny.
He's got kids. Don't get me wrong, but that ain't them. That's monkey suit.
Get the fuck out of here, you moron!
My question is, what did that studio know that could have led to Hillary's indictment?
I wish, I really wish I wish I knew, because I'd have forced it out of that studio. Because that bitch belongs in jail.
Okay. Justin, how do you feel about Cajun food?
That's all right, I guess.
Is that where we're going?
Jambalaya?
Is that
Would you like to
taste this?
Guarantee anything?
I guarantee.
Guarantee.
So not Cajun. It's more Canadian than even New York.
Fried alligator's really greasy.
Sounds awful.
It
I had
really
duck
is.
before and I almost threw up because I was like, oh, fuck
Brother.
this.
It's gamey as shit.
Oh, it's just
There you go, brother.
11 o'clock. Is it time to hit the fishbowl?
Tommy.
That's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. fishbowl time.
You know what? We should spend 1 hour of streaming half of their shows. Half of their show because of 2 hours. They're fucking funny. I'm sorry.
I dig it. Well, and they're informative too. Like the John Cena one was super informative.
I haven't heard it yet. I just caught up, so I'm like listening to all the. I'm listening to out of order. I'm just having fun.
I jumped in with. I listened to Cena's first, and I was like, because I got it. And then I listened to D-Bry, and then I listened to Shane O'Mac.
I haven't heard that one. I bet you that one's good.
And then I listened to Orton's. Orton's is amazing.
Really?
Like, what a guy.
I hate Orton.
Yeah, but what a guy.
Really?
Like, he's awesome. Like, he just talks about like how much he loves his kids, and like you just see him in this totally different way.
It might make me like him less, or not like him less.
Yeah.
I hate his when he does that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
For the right reasons.
Knock him off. Oh
for
my
the right
God.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, back in the day, it was for the right reasons. Now
Right.
he's a good guy, but he wants to be a bad guy again.
Does he?
And I want him to be a bad guy against Sami Zayn really badly.
I don't think he's gonna do anything for Sami Zayn.
You crazy?
No, because at the end of the day, the whole thing is that a good guy's got to beat a bad guy at some point, and Sami Zayn will not beat him. Will not get a clean victory over Randy Orton because it does nothing for Randy Orton. And Sami Zayn is not at a level yet where an Orton can lose to him.
Well, I also didn't say I want it tomorrow. I just said I want it.
Well, yeah. When in fucking 3 years? They've let Zayn drop so much. He needs work to get out of the hole that they put him in.
If they put them in a nice babyface versus babyface, a babyface versus babyface program
with a turn somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, and let Orton turn on him eventually, a couple months down the road.
Other side, you don't have to sit in the sweaty spot.
Well,
I set it up for the other thing.
Sit over there.
It's fine.
Oh no! Now I feel like I made you sit in the sweaty spot.
Ah.
Hey Justin, sleep in the wet spot if you don't mind.
That's essentially what you did.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude.
What's going on? What's going on?
And we ended up in Wrestle Talk.
That's good. I wanted to. I was hoping to get a Wrestle Pals with you guys.
You know what? Yeah, considering we'll probably never do one again.
Well, because you guys.
What?
I don't know. Just
well, I mean, when you're on
that way, what happens on Wednesday?
When you're 11 o'clock
or Tuesday. At the fuck, when are we on?
Tuesdays at 11 o'clock, which is why I never get to hear it.
11 what?
11 o'clock ish.
Thank you. That's what I was going for, but that's more accurate.
You're not on when I can hear you.
Can I tell you about the other day? When we
if it
came up.
wrestling.
What's that?
If it involves wrestling.
Well, it involves Wrestle Pals.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Tuesdays at sometime. I don't know.
Tuesdays
eventually.
Midday.
We came in here and we were like, well, shit, nothing's here. How are we gonna set up and do the show on Tuesday? I mean, we get Good Morning Jones. We're gonna set everything up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fucking
right.
So we cobbled together shit from the garage and all kinds of stuff to set up, and we set up and pulled off a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because we didn't have the laptop, because the laptop's the central core of what we're doing right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most powerful piece of machinery we have. It's the big. And we thought, oh man, Matt must have it at work or something crazy like that. So shit. Hey, we could pull this off. And you know what?
We did.
Pulled it off. And then Matt said, my laptop's sitting right next to you assholes.
It was literally right next to my asshole.
It was in his messenger bag right next to where he was sitting.
Next to my asshole.
Yeah, it was right behind my asshole. So
it wasn't even like between the couch and the wall. It was like on the couch. Like we had to move it. Go. What is this heavy thing that's weirdly square, shaped like a laptop?
Okay.
What's in the messenger bag? I don't know. Messages.
Messages.
Messages. It's in a messenger.
Yeah, let me tell you, you're stepping on my bit.
I'm sorry.
My bit is the misspoken word. The misspoken word. That's my bit.
It's a misspoken word tour.
Right. Anyway, let's go back to wrestling. So right now, let me ask you.
Sorry, Jenny.
What'd Jenny say?
Nude men?
Nothing. I just figured she's listening. She's like, fucking. I guess.
I've avoided this for so long.
What did you
Nude men?
What do you think right now is good about wrestling?
Okay, see, that's a very broad question.
Yeah, well, because I can't go specifically.
No, yeah, I know. But the thing is, for me, it's all of it. Because I can pull back and just watch it for what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if you can just watch wrestling for what it is, as just an entertaining thing, then it's just fun, and you just like it. As opposed to people who want to pick it apart and be like, oh, this segment was shit. And oh, this guy, they're pushing
cool. It wasn't for you.
Roman Reigns.
It wasn't for you.
Oh, this. Right. And oh, this guy went over. And oh, burials. And
Right.
Well, what I think is good is you have like 1,000 different platforms. You can find something you dig, man.
Yeah.
I figured out what I like about Eli Drake, too. He's Jeremy Piven. And I love Jeremy Piven. Yeah. Eli Drake is the global force.
Okay, I don't watch it.
Was TNA? I don't either, but I watch the segments with him, and I watch him. I'm like, holy shit, it's Jeremy Piven. I love Jeremy Piven. But it's like Jeremy Piven never went bald, and he got muscular, and he beats the shit out of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best.
I like.
But you've got that. You've got Lucha Underground, and you've got indies all over the place that are streaming more and more. Hello, Twitch.
Yep.
Oh, they hate us again.
Who gives a shit, man? You know what? Don't even pay him any money.
Well, even in I don't. In WWE, you have 4 different shows that are doing amazing.
Right.
And Raw and SmackDown are 2 different things. 205 Live has come into its own in
finally.
the matter of a month, which is amazing. And NXT, holy shit!
NXT
I watched your Velveteen Dream Aleister Black segment. First of all, I was like, holy shit, Leo Rush!
I didn't see
Leo Rush.
Yeah. I didn't see that segment yet.
Well, it's better than I thought it would be. Justin hyped it up, and I was like, oh,
really?
Yeah. Well, Velveteen Dream had so much potential. Like just from seeing him, he
still does.
Yeah. And
more so now.
Yeah, like he
did he pin Black?
No, they haven't fought.
Here's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It comes out as Leo Rush, right? The big indies dude. Well,
right.
He's not big, but he's 22, young dude, cutting edge.
It's a big signing.
Yes, it's amazing.
This was a massive debut.
And holy shit, he is. Here's his debut, and he's gonna have a match against Aleister Black on NXT TV.
This is big.
This is amazing.
Wait, you're talking about Velveteen Dream?
No.
Leo Rush.
Okay.
Velveteen Dream is pissed off at Aleister Black because Aleister Black didn't.
He's not paying him any mind.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not impressed, or he's Aleister Black. He's fucking calm and collected and doesn't give a fuck because he doesn't need to.
Right.
And so Leo Rush is out there in the ring. Aleister Black makes his entrance. All of a sudden, Velveteen Dream comes out of nowhere and just beats the shit at Leo Rush, and does that fuck Kyrie Sane elbow that he does apparently.
The Purple Rainmaker.
Oh my god! And then he's yelling at Aleister Black, "Acknowledge me!
Acknowledge me! Yeah.
What's my name?"
You're gonna say it.
Whoa! Look at this character development in a day.
Right.
And Aleister Black's just like,
sitting in the ring,
and then he does his little meditation thing in the ring, just like, nope.
You need to go back a couple weeks though to NXT
build into
TV
that.
when they cross paths the first time because Aleister Black, they built it up to he's finally going to talk on the microphone. He hasn't yet.
Right.
Right.
So this was a big thing. He had the crowd in the palm of his hand. He could say whatever he wanted. He could be like, "Fuck all of you. I fucking hate you." But he's just cutting through this promo, just walking through it, and everybody's hanging on every fucking word he's saying. Suddenly, Velveteen Dream's music hits. And again, this is a guy we haven't seen much character.
Right.
Comes out and just he starts cutting him down. He's like, I see through you. I see who you are. I know who you are. And just the altercation between them and just watching Velveteen Dream becoming that character. Oh, it's amazing. It's everything I hoped it could be. And if the matches can live up to what I see in the character development, good God, he's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, because his style is fitting his character is fitting his style.
Right.
That's how you become who you're going to be.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Future's bright, man.
What do you think right now is hurting wrestling? And I'll start this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think right now 2 things are really, really hurting wrestling. Number 1 is the women's division. It's not being handled right.
I agree, man. There's just too many dudes.
And it's the issue with it is at the beginning with the women's revolution, you allowed them to really sparkle and shine, but now everything is a 4-way. It's a it's a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. It's getting ridiculous, and you're not allowing any real character development.
No.
And there's really nothing for them to fight for.
Right.
And I honestly believe that the women's division, you need a 205 Live. You need to give them their own show. Give them a tag team
Just
belt.
everybody except Nia Jax. It's bullshit, man. Fuck that.
It's because they need a tag belt. They need a intercontinental belt. They need other belts or other reasons.
I'd be fine with just more feuds that are not necessarily title based.
No, I think they need another title because otherwise there's not. You're gonna go from feud to feud. There's not. You don't get in there. You don't get into wrestling to fight. You get into wrestling to become a champion.
Right.
And if there's no championship to go for, then what are you doing? Then why are you in there? It's like one of the things I like about men's wrestling is how the Miz has made the Intercontinental belt meaningful. How
that's because he keeps saying it, but yes.
But he makes it meaningful,
true, man.
Right, and how AJ Styles has made the U.S. belt meaningful. These are, because it gives you a reason when you're not going for the Universal, for the Heavyweight Championship, because you're not on that level. But it gives you a reason to get a championship. Look at Roman Reigns.
I'm not avoiding eye contact.
I know.
I'm not drifting off.
But you look at Roman Reigns now fighting and making the Intercontinental belt meaningful. A main event guy like that, and you get interference or whatever, so he doesn't win the belt, but he's still
fighting for it.
Right, he still thought it was important enough to win.
Yeah,
or at least take away from somebody else.
Right, and that's what the women's division needs. Is a belt where you can get the I don't want to say Nia Jax, I think she's finally moving up to the next level, but where you can get
she's found her character.
You can get the Emmas and the Alicia Foxes and those.
Is there enough down there right now too?
There is. There really is. But I think you need to combine them all into a 205 kind of show.
If you combine one women's show,
a full women's show. You let them. There's a couple belts. You make some tag teams. You do everything that you do for the men's division.
How about if? Well, I mean, it's weird because 205 is tapes with SmackDown, but it's sometimes part of Raw.
I think
what if it was the exact opposite for the women's thing?
I think it's a way to keep everybody together. So you have them do a Raw segment, and then they follow.
They're able to cross over to the other shows,
right?
But they have their home show.
So what you're saying is together but separate.
Equal though, but separate.
That's what you're saying now, right? Just to clear this up.
Hold on, I have to Google Scopes trial. When I get my jokes right.
What I'm saying is that they shouldn't be on the same show, but they should have a show that's equal.
But then you just
your
said
show
they
is
should go
just
on
as
the other
good.
show, but still.
Their show could be just as good, if not better, than any other show.
Sure,
I bet more people would watch the all women's wrestling.
The way that they're wrestling, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, like the women.
I mean, even if they wrestled like shit.
But no, we had that before with Glow and the wrestling.
Glow?
Yeah, back in the 80s, and everybody tuned in at the beginning because you had women, and after a while the action couldn't keep up and it went away. But you have the talent, and I think the talent is starting to get stale because they have nothing to fight for. They really do, and again, you can't go feud to feud to feud That's not the purpose of getting into wrestling. Everybody wants to get into wrestling. The goal is to get a belt, to be a champion.
Well, how about let's look at 205 Live then as an analog to that?
Okay.
Do you think there's enough roster and enough motivation on 205 Live?
I think
3 matches per show, but only 1 championship.
I think right now there isn't enough roster, but they're introducing more people where you can. I think you have enough roster with the women.
Okay.
To be able to do a sustained 2-hour show, not a 1 hour, 2-hour show.
Okay.
Okay. I think you have enough roster where the women could have their own pay-per-view and have people tune in and watch quality matches. When you've already seen women Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've already seen women TLC.
Yep. Women Money in the Bank.
Women Money in the Bank. Yeah. So I mean, you've already seen the women do everything a man can do, including headline.
So what men's matches have women not done yet?
Now you got to go back to the old stuff, like a bull rope match.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
That's what I'm saying. A bull rope match, a lumberjack match.
I want to see Alicia Fox lifting stairs.
Lumberjack match. We've seen Falls Count Anywhere.
Shit, yeah.
A burial.
Buried alive match.
Buried alive match. But all of those can
Inferno
happen.
match.
But all of those can happen. I just think you need to have the women give them goals, so that the women who are not fighting, just like with with a men's show, you got the men fighting at the top, but then you've got stuff for everybody else.
Shake it out, see where you gotta move up and
right.
How would you feel about if they had almost like a standings? Well, you could jump standings a little bit. I mean, for personal grudge.
I think at the end of the day, you got to still give them something in the middle. You got to give them an Intercontinental. You got to give them a USA Championship.
Okay.
You got to give them a Tag Team Championship.
See,
one of the things that the women don't.
Yeah.
One of the things the women don't have is a Tag Team Champion. And here's the thing: you're starting to call up more women from NXT. You just had the Mae Young Classic, and how many of those women did you sign? Which means that you got to make room. You got to make room for them. Which means that the women who are already competing in NXT need to move up. And some of the women you signed can go right to WWE, right to the main event. So you got Asuka getting ready to move up there. So you're going to push her right to a title picture, right? Which means
I hope not.
No, you're going to. They're going to because
to the top of the division.
Yeah, because you just had her. Over a year and a half as the champion, and she,
if that's part of her
and
billing.
she left undefeated. So you're gonna push her in. She'll do 1 or 2 months, whipping the shit out of Emma and whipping the shit out of Lana, and then bam, she's gonna be right in the title picture, which means that somebody up there needs to get a boot down
and have somewhere to go.
Right now, who do you have in the title picture really today? You still got Little Miss Bliss as the champion.
Yeah, right now it's Mickey and Alexa.
Mickey and Alexa, and you still got on the outside. You got
Alexa.
Jax. You got the Boss, who's always going to be there, and you've got Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emma's around too.
No, not really.
Well, she was in that 5-way. So she's on the
She's in the 5-way,
very peripheral.
But again, this is you've got. This is the problem. You're having the 4-ways and you're having the constant 5-ways to keep them relevant because they got nothing else to do. But the reality is Emma's not going to win anything. If she wins a championship, she'll lose it in a week.
Transition to Asuka.
Right. That's what you're going to get. So cut the shit. Give them another belt to fight for. And this way you can.
All right, well, let's get into the naming of that.
Can we get something else other than a belt for the females?
Because you've got to sash. You got to give them because now stop it. You're belittling the women. Now let's give them a purse. Why don't we give them a coach
fucking
purse?
broadsword. That'd be great.
All right, how about that? Would you like that? How about we give them a purse? We give them a fucking douche and Gabbana fucking
what?
A douche and Gabbana fucking
douchey Garbanzo. You heard him.
Yeah, come on. Let's be real. They need a belt. They want to be equal. They're wrestling better than a lot of the men are wrestling.
When I said broadsword, I didn't mean
what?
Like that.
They want to be equal.
Yeah,
separate.
But separate.
Right. No, I'm saying that they should be separate so they can have their chance to shine. What do you fuck up that mic too?
Jesus.
Why do you think nothing ever worked in the old
This
studio?
motherfucker right here.
You're there.
It's there, man. It's there.
Well, I mean, you're over there like, hey, I can't hear nothing.
Well, I can't hear nothing because I'm deaf.
Huh?
And I have tinnitus. So I mean, don't listen to me, bro. I can't fucking hear shit.
He has 11.
And I ignore most people.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're fucking things up. But yeah, I think the women need their own show,
You know,
and I think it needs to be a 2-hour show, not a 1-hour show.
I was thinking that as well. How about like as a companion piece with 205 Live?
No.
So if it was 2 hours between the two of them.
No, I think no.
So
no,
how
give them
much-
their own show.
How much wrestling comes on during the week? I mean,
Oh,
we got
Jesus.
We got an hour show, 2
Five
hours. give them 2 hours.
5
Right.
hours on regular TV.
5 hours of wrestling every day.
Yeah, three with Raw, 2 with
3 with Raw, 2 with SmackDown, 1 of NXT.
not
one
on
of,
regular TV.
1 of 2. Well, you can get it on Hulu.
No, that's not regular TV.
It's close enough.
No, it's not. I'm going things you don't have to pay for.
Okay,
you can turn
well,
on
then it's
TV.
the 5 of the
hours.
regular.
So 5 hours regular. If you have,
And that's just WWE.
right now. If you have Hulu, then you can get another few hours. If you have the WWE Network, you can get another few hours.
You get into NXT and 205 Live.
Right.
That's 2 more hours there of one company.
One
They're putting
company.
out 7 hours a week on a non-pay-per-view week,
And
and
the
a pay-per-view
longest
week
show is 3 hours.
Huh?
The longest show is 3 hours.
Right.
Monday nights 8 to 11.
Crazy, man.
It's a lot of
3
content.
hour long TV.
They are
Right.
smothering and stacking the roster with a ton of people right now.
Yeah.
I feel like they're on a bubble where it could like the fact that they cut the pyro means, hey man, we might need to contract here a little bit.
Right.
They're not
Right.
gonna be able to do it time wise just based on you can't just go to USA
you
Network.
used
and say,
to
hey,
have a minute and a half entrance
put on
with pyro and coming down and letting and now they're cutting that out. Again, you really you need to in order to get more people on. And what's happening is
it doesn't even take into consideration like Total Bellas and shit.
So is this like
Right.
one channel, or is this spread all across a couple networks?
No, again, this is one channel.
So what channel is the wrestling coming on?
USA Network.
Yep.
But
Ted
you need.
Turner?
But
Huh?
Is that Ted Turner?
no.
I don't know.
It's I think it's under Universal.
What's that?
The USA Network.
But you know what? You can also get Ring of Honor on regular TV.
Yep.
For an
Sinclair
hour a week, and you
Broadcasting.
get right.
That is that an hour?
Yeah, it's an hour.
But that's not
GFW.
And who else can you get
It's a
on
different
regular
company,
TV?
So you
get
if you
TNA.
have Pop, you can get TNA.
So you
Global,
got six.
whatever it is.
So you got six.
That's a 2-hour show.
6, possibly 8 hours.
And then Lucha Underground as
And
well.
Lucha.
not
Oh,
on
that's
regular
nice.
TV.
Again, that's if you
If you
have
have the niche.
whatever there.
Yeah. See now, I'm talking a person just watching regular TV can see
Sure, don't mind
USA and can see Ring of Honor
Yeah.
on regular TV.
Yep.
So these the non-name brand.
WWE.
Right. I mean, I've noticed it's gaining popularity. You got more. I mean, because back in the day was WWF and WCW.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty
WCW.
much was it, and everybody was like, "Fuck WCW," right?
Right. Well, before then, you had what they call the territories, in the 70s and early 80s, where each part of the country had its own thing. So, like WWE today was actually a WWF, and it was the Northern Eastern Territory. NWA actually comprised of a bunch of different areas. So you had the North Carolina area, you had the Georgia area, you had the Florida area. AWA was mid northern. The
consolidated all that.
When the WWF became WWF and Vince McMahon took over the company from his father, he decided to start buying up all the territories. And eventually, what happened was you had 2 major territories. Ted Turner ended up buying a lot of the southern NWA territories. So he bought Florida, he bought North Carolina, he bought Georgia, he bought where else did he buy? That was the main area that he bought. Okay, and that ended up becoming the WCW. Vince McMahon pretty much bought everything else.
Yep.
And so he bought everybody up north. He bought everybody out west. He bought everybody down south, with the exception of that the northeast.
It's weird. The two companies
The southern east area, and they became the 2 major. Well, you still had the NWA, which lost a lot of its strength and notoriety once Ted Turner bought WCW and bought all of that southern eastern area. And you had a lot of little local independents that really didn't have the name recognition, the ability to fight against McMahon during the 80s and the 90s. And then eventually McMahon bought WCW.
I'll turn it off.
Yeah, McMahon bought WCW. McMahon bought the only upstart thing to come out of the 80s, which was ECW, which really didn't have a chance. And it became the McMahon story all over again. But at the same time, we had a lot of the smaller, a lot of really small independents who really were able to get some talent because of the fact that not everybody could go to WCW. So you had Ring of Honor spring up. You had TNA spring up.
It's weird. You had those smaller territories. These two big ones grew to just monolithic proportions, absorbed everything.
Right.
But then as a result of it driving all the little ones out of business, it made these weird little niche markets for these medium-sized ones to pop up. Ring of Honor would have never been as big as it was if it had territories around it eating it. But because there was this vacuum created, there was room for one of those to pop up and go, yeah, well, we're going to be Midwest, but we're still, got a little bit of a bigger reach than we would if we were just a territory. So it's amazing that it allowed for those places, and now those places are starting to swell a little bit. And then you've only got the one big company left. It's grown to a proportion where it's the monolith. It is the one. But their business model has always been, well, we just got to outgrow them. It feels very much like a Cold War thing. We're going to sign everybody, and we're going to grow, and we're going to keep making money that way because we're so big that everybody has to be here. But now you have competition in Japan, which they can't.
Which has always been around, actually.
Yeah, but it's different now because the model is different.
Now
it
it's
isn't.
global.
It isn't just ping, 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 little tiny. That sounds terrible. It's little tiny.
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
Wow. Well, you see, we have a great discussion. Racist Nate comes out and bam.
It's the hurricane.
They were little tiny territories, but these medium-sized ones are able to grow and expand now because of the environment of, hey, we put this online. Hey, we make this available to you.
And actually, McMahon, when he bought everything out,
I'm worried that he's going to grow too big with what he has now.
I think we're at a point now because, again, the Japanese territories have always been there. Okay, back when we had smaller territories in the 70s and in the early 80s, the Japanese were part of that smaller territories. And when McMahon and Turner bought out the United States, they left Mexico and they left, which also had its own territory, and they left Japan alone. So now we're at today where McMahon is really the game. And if you don't get signed,
Triple H,
it's the major leagues.
It's time to play that.
And if you don't make it there, you need to go to Japan, or you need to go to Mexico for Lucha Underground or AAL.
Well, I mean,
AAA,
CMLL.
Brings me to the next question I had. How do you think how possible would it be for one of these smaller ones that are popping up now, the medium types, to do this female thing you're talking about and kind of fucking?
There are some places that are solely that.
Shimmer.
Shimmer.
Comes to mind. That's not seeming to go over.
There's at least 3 Japanese ones, man.
Right. Well, thanks to the internet, they can get over, and they get to that point where you can stream their stuff online, or they can do the pay-per-views.
It's crazy.
Well, and here's the thing too.
It's been developing with just Twitch.
Right.
Like there's one out of Texas that's kind of revolutionized it in the space of the last 3 months called Wrestle Circus. They said, fuck it, we're just going to broadcast for... Because a lot of them have been trying to do we got like a pay-per-stream model, pay-per-view model, and then you still have a few that are trying to do like the DVD available 2 weeks after the show type deal.
ECW used to.
Well, that's what PWG was the major... It's a West Coast one. There's not a big West Coast presence for WWE, because WWE was Northeast and WCW was Southeast, so that West Coast was just kind of left its own thing. PWG is out there, but now they're old school with their DVDs. You got like Wrestle Circus going on Twitch and making decent bank. Like took a hell of a risk. Like, fuck it, we're not going to charge you to stream it. We want you to watch our product. Holy shit, we've got 20,000 viewers. You're donating? Fantastic! This is great. You like this show? Like this bit? Donate. It's almost like stripper money. It's fantastic.
But what's great about it too is that you got a guy like Cody Rhodes now, who gave it a shot at the WWE. WWE might have, for whatever reason, let him go. Or he has to go because he saw that he wasn't going to break. He wasn't going to break into the top. Yeah. And no matter what they did, and they gave this guy some shitty gimmicks, but no matter what they did, he killed it. He killed it. So what did he do? He said, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna make it here." Goes over to Japan. He fucking blows up.
Yeah.
And
now he's
gone everywhere.
Right, but I mean,
that was
he
his
really,
goal.
but he really blew up in Japan when he became part of the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now that led to him being signed to Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Well, they wanted him from the jump.
Right, but
he's like, "No, I got to go make my name first."
Right, and he did.
I'm not going to be Cody Rhodes. I'm going to be Cody, and it's going to be a thing.
Right, and now he's at the point where he goes wherever he wants, and he's him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't come in here and give him a gimmick. Nope. You know, you sign him as like AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles got signed, and the WWE doesn't own his gimmick. He came in with that, and that's what Cody Rhodes is now, the American Nightmare. He go, wherever he goes, and if he comes back to WWE,
he'll be
Cody,
American Nightmare.
right? Exactly, and he'll own the gimmick, and he does everything.
Yep.
And if they get rid of him, he
gets to keep it,
right,
and go back to it,
right.
To Don's point, though, you were asking about the like a sustainable women's promotion, and like we said, there are ones that exist out there, but I think now's the time where you're going to see them start succeeding.
Right.
Because WWE just recently had the Mae Young Classic, which was a tournament with 32 women.
32.
It was 32 women.
Right.
And some of them signed with the company, but the rest of them are going back to places like Shimmer and all over the world. But if they're going back, now they've had WWE eyeballs on them, and they're going back to Shimmer. They're going to bring those WWE eyeballs to Shimmer.
Right, because not everybody got signed, and what the WWE, which was fair, is that they told these people where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they showed them in Shimmer matches and everything else, so that those ones. So now you know these 32 women, 8, 10 get signed. The other remaining 12, if they really caught your eye, you're gonna go back to follow them.
Yeah, and here's the crazy thing. WWE is able to take that. They're willing to take that. This is something they've never really done before.
Yeah.
Willing to take the risk and say, hey, come in and be you, and we want to do something great with it. And these people are able to go back to their indies and be like, hey, you may have seen me on WWE TV.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a commodity they've never given to anybody before.
Right.
Which is like a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, look at any of the wrestling. We got three wrestling shows in this area tonight, right? How many of them had somebody famous as a draw?
Fusion had MVP tonight. I know that for sure.
From you might have seen me on WWE TV.
Exactly.
MVP.
Yep.
MVP superstar. WWE superstar.
Right.
Montavious Porter, also known as.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nate.
VCW was running tonight.
No, also known as Nate.
But the thing is, wrestling fans, especially in places like this, who you know, WWE might roll around once every 5 months, 6 months.
Crazy part is I feel like we're getting it a lot now.
Yeah.
Again, especially since the brand split.
Right.
Because they're going to be here at the Scope for SmackDown on
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I might come down for that.
I really want to go. My son wants to go, but it's a Tuesday.
Right.
So like,
but
anywho.
But so you get a lot of these people that want to see wrestling and they want to see somebody famous. What was the match that we called down at the over at the Scope in the basement with Rikishi?
Yeah, Rikishi and
that was VCW, wasn't it?
It was SPW.
SPW.
Oh fuck!
But Rikishi, who was a champion for the WWE, goes in there. Tons of people go in there just to talk to him.
Yep.
You know, so. Yeah, now these women get to go.
That's an amazing commodity, and WWE's taking control of it.
Mm-hmm. Right,
it's weird. I wonder it's weird to see their business model change. I'm sorry.
Right, but letting a woman come in and wrestle, like Tessa Blanchard, who now gets to say she's the daughter of Tully Blanchard, NWA champion, and featured in the Mae Young Classic, WWE Mae Young Classic.
Magnum TA is my stepdad, and he couldn't get into Disney with his hover around.
Right. But she was in arguably the best match of the tournament.
I agree.
In the first round.
She was amazing
with the tournament winner.
Right.
Like that's all of that put together. And now suddenly she has an impressive.
And
she's a hot commodity.
Right, and she can command some money and make some money. Hot commodity.
Well, even they had that Cruiserweight Classic that past year. Like Kota Ibushi was in there, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna sign Ibushi." Nope. And Ibushi went back to he's playing around in New Japan, DDT in New Japan. We're gonna get an amazing story out of that.
But
I got introduced to this dude. Now I'm seeing him there. I've read through his whole backstory, his history in Japan and stuff. I'm involved in that guy from one appearance at WWE TV.
And the thing is, not everybody is not getting signed, but it's not all WWE. there's plenty of them who are like, yeah, no, I'm good. I got to,
Ooh,
you paid me, and I'm getting ready. I'm gonna go back to where I was.
We made fun of it kind of in the Mae Young Classic thing. Princessa Suhei.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We called her Sugar because it looks like sugar. Because spell
right, Sugar Tits.
Okay, I can't say that.
I can.
Masked wrestler,
Sugar
masked
Tits.
female wrestler from Mexico. She went I think just this a couple weeks back.
Mask.
She a Lucha de Apuesta where she was putting her mask versus somebody else's mask or somebody else's hair.
Right.
And
no,
whoever wins,
mask.
Mask.
Yeah.
And what they do, as far as their bookings in Mexico, your mask is your personality. You lose that character is dead.
Done.
I mean, they could still be but that's part of the booking thing. It's like, hey, how much is that mask worth to you? Because that's going to be the top of our card, right. And I don't know, fucking $250,000. Here you go. Well, that's not what she's going to do.
No, but she'll go 10,000, 15,000.
But like, yeah, if she's making $1,500 a booking, all of a sudden it's like, we'll give you $20,000 for that mask because that mask is famous because it was just on WWE
right.
TV. It's hot right now. You can get out of that mask and be.
That mask is so hot right now.
Oh my god, it's so hot.
But I was reading a thing about that. How much people were paid for their various mask winners. Like
who into?
Hold on. Dr. Wagner.
Dr. fucking Wagner over here.
Famous. I don't know why it's Dr. Wagner. I don't know how the fuck you get a name like Dr. Wagner in Mexican wrestling, but it's Dr. Wagner. And he just lost his mask, and it was like the most expensive mask that was purchased by an organization.
And to let you know how important it is, you had
weird
a guy,
stuff, weird commodities in the business.
Fredo lost his to Nate.
Yeah, a big Mexican wrestler by the name of Santo in the 60s and 70s.
Sounds like I don't give a fuck.
This is how important it is.
We're excited, Don.
When
Thank
he
you.
died, he died with his mask on. Nobody had ever seen him.
So in essence, it was also a death mask.
Mm-hmm. Sure, if you want to make it weird, make it weird.
But
I'm trying to tell you the importance.
It wasn't already weird to begin with. I mean, you're talking about a guy dying in a mask.
No, he didn't die in the mask. But I'm saying when he died, they buried him wearing the mask. That shows you the importance of what it is in that right. Wrestling.
So
I'm just trying to fucking school the guy. I'm trying to give him a fucking
let me
the basics here.
I'm getting this straight. So they wrestle in this mask. They create this persona. Right. They get popular, and then a company will come along and buy the persona and give it to someone else.
No. It's your entire reputation, your entire image is based on that mask, and they'll say, "Okay, look, we want to put somebody else over. We understand that if you lose your mask, you're losing yourself, your image, who you are." We'll pay you X amount of money to lose it. Now, that wrestler might be on the verge of retirement, might be deciding to get out of the business.
So what do they do?
Might be ready to.
Almost could have done that before he came to WWE.
Right.
So
he was coming.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to figure out how the company that's buying the mask is profiting from this.
Because then they could say, "Holy shit! You know this guy? He's putting his goddamn mask on the line."
So it's small companies.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
It could be big. It could be bigger companies.
You got goddamn Arena in Mexico. Put 100,000 people in there.
But there's a whole thing where essentially what the company is
making
selling
star.
is that these two people who have built their image on the mask, they're going to wrestle, and one of them is going to lose it. Masked wrestling is so big there that it's a huge deal. It's a boxing match where you're going to see two undefeated people.
A character
somebody's
is going to
lose.
die in this match.
Right. Essentially.
Okay.
And so it's a big
Optimus
so people
Prime
are gonna
versus Duke. One of them's going to die.
Somebody and everybody's going to flock to it because they want to be there when this once in a lifetime things happens, which is this person loses his character.
I see.
So it's a big deal.
It would be like essentially taking the people's elbow from The Rock.
If you had a move versus move, it would be The Rock with the people's elbow versus Stone Cold,
Austin
the Stunner.
Ooh,
and whoever loses cannot use that move anymore.
Which WrestleMania was that with Trump and
hair versus hair?
They had a Lucha de Apuesta. It was Donald Trump with his representative versus Vince McMahon and his representative. Loser, the Battle of the Billionaires. Yep. We're going to get their head shaved.
Yep.
So they lost, and they both had iconic hair.
Trump could have had his head shaved.
Somebody cheated.
Bobby Lashley won.
Somebody cheated.
No.
The good guy won.
The good guy won, which is the point.
In
Donald
that
Trump,
situation,
good guy.
Donald Trump was the good guy.
Just like in the last election, the good guy won.
Because usually it's like takes me a long time, like shaving my head. That's why I haven't.
Oh, they didn't do a good job.
Like a win-win. Like shaving my head usually takes like an inordinately long amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it was. This wasn't a great job. They weren't sitting there making you look pretty. It was like
it's Stone Cold Steve Austin and Donald Trump.
Yeah, just shaving the guy. Yeah, they did. It wasn't. This wasn't a professional job. Man.
Okay, that's a ripoff.
Yeah. Was this the same?
It's not shiny enough. God damn it!
I saw.
I still see stubble.
Trump getting fucked up on the wrestling match.
He's caught a Stone Cold Stunner.
He's caught a stunner.
Or that was a different.
I think that was a lead up. That was a lead up.
Yeah.
You know, if he took off that silly fucking hairpiece and just went.
It's not a hairpiece. Did you see when they had?
Straight Lex Luthor.
He had somebody yank on his hair when they were sitting there saying it's a hairpiece. He said, "Look." And he grabbed it and he pulled on it.
A new term, a new hair.
Whatever
Took it off his
Whatever.
ass.
You know what? But anyway,
Ass hair?
we're not. Let's not get into politics. We're talking wrestling.
Best fake hair. Let's go.
No,
ass hair on your ass.
we're getting ready. We're getting ready. I see where this is headed, and I'm trying to bring it right
Ass
back.
hair.
For the guys from Reality Brief, we have to drag it into the exopolitics sphere.
See,
we have
no.
to ask
What
the
is
hard
exopolitics?
questions.
No,
Am I gonna
let's
regret
bring it
Ask
right
the hard
back.
questions.
Let's bring it right back to wrestling.
What is the immigration status of the
Who
triple?
cares? Who
on Trump's
cares?
head?
I don't care. I don't give a shit. We're talking wrestling. We saved that for another hour.
Is Trump's hair actually from a Sasquatch's ass?
This is see what I'm saying. Now it's becoming no. Let's get back to wrestling.
Ask.
Let me ask you these again. Let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
205 Live.
What's up?
It's amazing right now.
You think so?
Enzo is a dad.
I am not. I do not like Enzo anymore.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Welcome
I
to the
don't.
Stone
I
Show.
don't care. While I don't like him, I don't like that he's getting beat up by everybody. I don't like that.
I love it.
I-
Well, actually, now he can't. They can't touch him.
That's the whole thing. But his the way he comes out on the other side is ha ha ha. I went to the authority
Right.
and I got you can't touch me.
Right,
ha
right,
ha
right.
ha. You
Oh,
son-
except this one guy.
Except this one guy, right?
Yeah.
I do like that they brought him and Kalisto into 205 Live. I do like that.
Kalisto's is supposed to have been there for a long time.
Right, I know. But I don't like that it's you can't make you're making Enzo sympathetic to me because since we know so much about the backstage politics, we know he's catching a beatdown because of the backstage politics.
Also because he's a bad guy.
They tried to switch those gears like real quick.
I don't
He's a piece of shit out there.
I don't think of him as
piece of shit.
I agree, but by the same to me, you're still making him sympathetic.
Well, they brought him in. He was the big star. They had all these other guys that, like, man, we need some exposure for these guys. Hey, look, here's Enzo.
Right.
Enzo's a piece of shit. They beat up the piece of shit. These guys are a big fucking deal.
Which, if it wasn't for the backstage politics,
Well, see, that's where you need to separate that.
But
yeah, but
but
how,
they
how do
you
you
can't
fuck
because
up that
it's
bad
so,
that you're the champion of a
when
division
they
and
when
you're
they
making
sit
it?
there when they sit there and
making
announce the backstage politics.
That's exactly. Well, maybe
They're talking about. I don't like it. Just to me, I don't want to be sympathetic for Enzo. I don't want to be because he's a douche.
A part of that, though, is what we're hearing is backstage politics. I think they're having a significantly better command than they have in a very long time.
Right.
Of blurring that line and releasing what they want to release and putting stuff out there as a kernel of a little something like,
Right.
hey, almost like a test of water. Like, hey, Enzo's getting some heat backstage. What a
bad
dick, kind of.
dude.
Right.
Just to kind of test it, and people are like, yeah, he seems like kind of a dick. Almost as if they're like, and we're gonna control that.
Which I was with,
make you ready for the trigger.
Which I was with until now. You're making him sympathetic because everybody is whipping his ass, and literally
Yeah, but
everybody
nobody is now because he's got the paperwork.
They
Right,
can't,
but
I got
I still don't-
paperwork. You can't touch
I
me.
don't look.
Ha, ha.
I don't like when
Okay, I'm
when the roster all comes together for one guy, because you're looking at destroying other feuds. When you've got Jack Gallagher now is becoming a heel.
Did you watch the whole thing with the Drew Gulak and Mustafa Ali?
God, yes.
No, I didn't.
Part of it was Ali was going to go up to the top rope and like do his
Right.
054
Right.
inverse 450 thing.
Right.
And Drew Gulak's like, nah, man, I can't let you do that. You can't do that.
Right.
Like, but come on, man, it's Enzo. Gulak's like, fucking go ahead, fine. But now they've come into a feud after that, and it started kind of friendly, and it's been going back to dickish. Gulak's being the "you can't fly" thing.
I just
No
don't.
chance.
I just don't like that you still got.
He's
him-
going to Akira Tozawa now.
I still don't
Gulak.
like that you have those guys still showing up as a united force on Raw.
Well, you also had him on 205 this week, starting to the bad guys are starting to separate themselves from the good guys.
Oh, like what's
Kendrick was like, yeah, you know what? I feel bad for attacking Enzo because you know what? that's really shitty. I shouldn't have done that.
So, yeah.
All these other
you need to
assholes,
do that.
I hated being part of the mob.
Right. You
Davari
need to do that. You
Yeah,
need
Davari
to. Right.
immediately did. The next
Davari's
night.
like, hey man, like you need someone's back out there. I you know what? Sorry, dude.
Yeah, you need that. You can't have everybody against them.
You got camaraderie
because to me
amongst the heels.
Yeah,
different. I like it different.
Well, no, that's the way it used to be. When I was watching wrestling, that's what you had. The heels all
Stuck together,
and the faces stuck together. And now, because you have this melding of you don't know who's a heel and who's a face, and you have the anti-hero and all that shit, you lost a lot of that. And I haven't watched 205 in the last couple of weeks, but if that's the way it's been, where you're starting to get the heels become heels again, and they're all, then yeah. I want to. Then I'm in.
I gotta tell you, and they've this weirdly thing, and I mean this as a
we'll
compliment.
be here.
It feels more cartoony.
Yeah,
and I like it.
Yeah,
sure.
It feels very 80s. It feels like you hit a Duke the Dumpster Drosy and a goddamn Junkyard Dog. All of a sudden, they were able to.
I want the heels to hang out together.
Exactly.
And I want the faces to hang out together. And this is what I grew up with.
Again, to that point, you have the alliance now forming between Kendrick and Gallagher, and you have Gallagher bring some fire at Alexander. Cedric Alexander was on fire this week.
What happened with Gallagher becoming a heel? Where did that come from?
Okay,
Alexander.
Well, Kendrick was basically ended up with their feud was he just beat the shit out of him.
He was calling him a joke, a clown.
You're a clown. Look at you. Right. Who's gonna take you seriously? I'm gonna beat the shit. And Gallagher came to play, and then that street fight thingy that they had, Gallagher really laid in and ended up losing. But then Kendrick moves on to Alexander, and they got their little thing, and Gallagher comes out, attacks Alexander. So Kendrick's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?"
Right.
Great facial in the, great face in the corner, like. What's going on? Yeah. But then it kind of dawns on him like, oh, he's a bad guy now.
I got him.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that was basically Gallagher's thing. It's like, yeah, I'm not a fucking joke anymore.
Right.
He even said as much as.
Right. I saw the one where he was like, yeah, no one's laughing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like his.
I like it. I like him as a heel.
I didn't think I was gonna because I loved Gallagher as the babyface.
So did I. But I like the. You know what? You didn't take me serious. Yeah. I like when you got a guy who's fun loving, and becomes a heel. You're gonna take me serious.
Yeah.
Like I wish they would have did that with Enzo, where Enzo kind of, because he was fun loving, everybody liked him and whatnot. Where he just stops it and he's like, you know what? You're gonna take me serious now. I love that about Gallagher.
Here's another thing about Enzo. With the heelish shit, he did like 10 minutes at the opening of a 205 Live.
Yeah.
On point, on message, never losing track, and it all resonated and it all went somewhere.
Yeah.
A 10-minute crafted promo all by yourself.
Yep.
It was some strong shit.
Let me tell you something about Enzo and his rants. Take it back to. Let's take it back to. The old days of promos, the Dusty Rhodes, the Dusty Rhodes,
we know.
The
rock star.
Yeah, thanks. The old days of the Dusty Rhodes, the superstar Billy Grahams, guys like that, where they would go off.
Magnum TA.
No, not Magnum TA. I'm going to say
Disney World?
I'm going with specific people. Come on, please. I'm being serious. Don't go off here.
Okay.
Oh shit! Right. It's 57.
You've got them.
They would
go.
Sorry. It's 57.
They would go off on this promo, which at point didn't make any sense, but it always ended up coming around. And one thing I like about Enzo is that during his promo, sometimes he's sitting there yapping, and it's like, what the fuck are you saying? And then eventually it will come around and it makes sense. But it reminds me of old school promos.
Waylon Mercy. Am I not on?
Hello? Yeah, hard time videos, promos and shit like that.
Hello?
I don't know.
I feel like I've gone low in the mix.
Check your. Did you turn your mic off?
I wonder if the battery died.
Yeah, I think that's what we're getting to. It looks looking fairly dim.
Is it?
Cool.
You might have to just.
Where are we gonna get those batteries at this time?
No. Where you're gonna break out the old. We're going old school.
Maybe if I just yell louder. The mic will pick it up.
Or you can take the mic off and hold it up to your mouth like I've been doing.
You think?
No, that's not helping either. You're about to die.
Well.
And then there was
hopefully
one.
Prophetic. But it is 58 after all.
Oh shit! They got bad quick.
Yeah.
Hello?
You're there,
Yeah.
but like.
Yeah. You know what? Since it's top of the hour, let me hand you this, so that you can do the top of the hour crap.
You that old bullshit.
I think I have more mics in the car.
You hand me.
The good news is that
Yeah,
when we're doing
this is,
GMYD, we're not going to be doing 24 hours of broadcasting.
Maybe these have never been on for
Test
12
1,
hours
2.
in a row before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, good thing we only got 9 more to go.
I don't think that they're
Matt's
made
gonna
for
make
that.
it. Nah.
So we're on more than 12 hours. We've
Oh
been-
shit! It's 11:59.
Yep.
Got a whole minute before the chime. We're all tired.
I'm tired, but I'm good to go. As long
Yeah.
as long as we have sparkling conversation, that isn't all just jokes.
No, well, we're done that.
No, we still got we had the politics one, then we had the wrestling one. So
Yeah, you guys did.
Yeah.
you were in there.
I was in
Don't
there, too. I
fucking
love it.
you guys did. You chimed in.
We
hey,
still have the rest of the
speaking of the
tournament,
chime, at the sound of the chime, Justin, you don't really have to.
Don't do it, man,
You don't
because
have
you gotta
to.
let bugs in.
Gotta move. There's
They're
one on the
hanging out.
screen right
Come
now.
on.
I thought it was a dead pixel.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, Kit Kat Clock says, I hope that scared the shit out of Matt, and he wakes up.
He's not asleep. It's 12 o'clock.
It's the witching hour.
Ooh.
Witchy woman? It's the sound of the
Ooh, witchy woman.
Okay, cool. He's so comfy with that mic in his face. Look at him. Pro. It's noon. Noon? What time is it?
Midnight.
Shit, the other one. Okay. It's midnight.
It's the other 12 o'clock.
Midnight, as always. Wait, no. We're not midnight. That's another show, but they're canceled now, so we're taking the name.
Christ.
Brought to you by fucking Bojangles, because Cajun. Did he make this commercial or did he just jack this commercial? Because it looks real. Why do they got fries?
I think he jacked that one.
I wish. Oh shit! Oh, you're connected here. You're pulling me away. I really wish he had like taken that commercial and like in the middle of it just put like just something awful, just some awful food. They have steak fries in there and those are terrible. But oh wait, we got another Bojangles commercial here. Commit to where they're digging in the.
What is happening?
Off-roading with Fredo. Bojangles. If you need a big giant like yard bag full of chicken, look, coming in for the yard bag special.
Yeah.
It's soup, maybe. Shit, you feeling bad? She's got her feet in the fucking soup. It's Bojangles. Holy
Delicious.
shit. Hey everybody, are you ready? Cause it's fucking bow time. It's 2 of you, and you still can't get it together. It's fucking ridiculous.
What do you want from my life?
I want a goddamn clap together. Is that so hard?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Something went wrong. Oh, when do we have to kill this again?
Now.
1.
Can it be 1?
It's
Kill
we've
what?
Been on for almost 3, so we need 1. We can go 1 more hour before we have to kill it.
1 more hour.
And then only 8 more to go.
Shall
Then
we
just a
talk-
full shift.
Shall we talk about professional skiing for the next 8 hours?
Ooh, I'd love to.
Sonny Bono, do you think he would have? No, he wouldn't have made it. You're right.
That guy makes terrible eggs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Terrible eggs.
Terrible. I don't know anything about Charles Barkley.
Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh, shit.
Why? You stuck on the mic now?
No, I forgot my Bojangles.
There's some over there.
Forgot or blacked out?
Pass me that
Top of the
trash
hour?
can. I mean that Bojangle soup.
Oh, well, hold on. I got to take my feet out first. Y'all
No,
talking
no.
shit about my
Don't-
awful feet.
Don't take your feet
They
out,
feel
dude.
so good here in the chicken noodle soup. I can feel the noodles between my toes. Chicken noodle feet.
It's not a crime.
Soup. It's not a crime yet. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle feet. Still. Yes, because there was a soup bowl. I
Just
feel
go back and keep shitting.
the noodles up in my toes, yo. Up in my toes. When this mic dies, I'm just gonna be quiet. Nah, it's fine.
They're all on my
What
car.
did somebody else's die?
Yep.
Yeah, mine went out
Shitty-ass batteries,
right before.
Well, it's also been on for like 12 hours. Yeah.
It's been more than 12.
Yeah.
15 hours.
Man.
15 hours of straight battery life.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't they ever heard of Lithium? No.
It's a good album.
Yeah.
Did it make the list?
You know, it makes me feel better when I take it. The voices stop.
All right.
No, they never stop.
We need to do the top of the hour stuff. Still.
Top
Hey,
of the
good.
hour.
I left some slack over there.
Yeah.
So you could sit down and pull it out of my hand and not like. Top of the hour? Shit, I didn't do the jackass thing.
No.
So it's 4 o'clock. And hit the jackass music.
MrCrassy.com.
Bitch! Bitch! That's awful. Top of the hour.
This is the true story of 24 hours, picked to be broadcast, and have the day taped to find out what happens when people don't get sleep and podcast instead.
What a story, Mark.
It's GMYD, all day you drunks.
Just shut us off. Justin's like, job done. Click good. Oh yeah, I didn't go poke. Someone apparently loves Matt.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the guy's not on the show right now. Love him. He's good. He left. Yeah. Some lady knows Matt and likes him. Weird.
What did she say?
You tell him I still love him after like 10 years and miss him. Seems nice.
Keith says, I knew he was a schoolgirl, bitch.
Well, I was
Also, that
having a
that
chat with the
lipstick
chat while
is
you guys were
glamorous.
chatting.
Glamorous lipstick.
I said we're sending Matt to church in the morning with his grandparents after saying he can't get the makeup off. And they asked if it was for an exorcism. I said, no, we might lose the Matt part that way.
A sexorcism.
Ew. Sexorcist. El Sexorcisto.
Keith asks, who's Matt? Oh, I guess I'm in the social media lounge. Keith asked, who's Matt? And I said, the lady. And that's when Keith said, I knew he was a schoolgirl bitch.
Oh.
To which I replied, he's making a suit, and he's asking me to help him move a couch.
Okay.
No? Oh, Fredo got that on. Or he's laughing politely. I appreciate either one. And that's when we got the tell him I still love him after like 10 years. To which I was like, I said he's going to murder me and call me. He's going to thin me down and take my loose skin and make a suit. It's not cool, man. To which that's what I meant, but I typed, I'll go poke him and pass on the love.
I still want my elephant after like 10 years.
Oh, shit.
You said you were going to give us a week.
I know, but I still fucking want it.
He wants this fucking elephant.
Hey, I can't hear you.
He still doesn't have a microphone.
Doesn't have a microphone.
Where anybody see Fredo? Where'd he go? I really like that guy.
Who?
You're right.
Oh, God.
Are you trying to turn on your headphones? You want this one back?
Turn my headphones up. Turn my headphones up.
I don't want to talk, though.
Oh, you don't want to talk about
If I got this, I got to talk now.
Look, all you need to do is plug in the headphones backwards, and then you can talk to him.
I got to stretch my legs. My feet are really dead.
My feet are really dead.
All right, so,
dead. Assuming them again.
And the fucking people dead.
I know what kind of said.
You know what I said.
I'm never gonna say.
Them motherfuckers, you know, dead. That's a dead song. Not to be confused with other dead songs like Truckin', Got My Chips Cashed In, I Keep Truckin'. That one, or Alabama Getaway. That's an underrated dead song.
Check it out, man.
Yeah.
We had this guest on the other week,
right,
from Hampton, and there's been a lot of reports of the gnarly-footed swamp monster.
What the fuck is the gnarly-footed swamp monster?
Yeah.
Well, as much as we can get out of the people that see him,
Give me the lore.
Definitely wear sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
It's into wrestling a lot.
Into wrestling? Yeah, I've heard this.
Been known to be carting around bags full of G.I. Joes and Transformers.
Really?
For sale on eBay.
But, you know, details are kind of sketchy because the feet are so gnarly it makes people forget the incident.
Well, shit.
So you're saying like people see like
I feel like I saw.
so
it,
they
but I
see
forgot.
they see the monster in the distance, and it's coming closer.
They're like, oh, what's
and
that?
they're seeing, and they right.
They're like, could he be delivering
Is that it?
me
And then they look at the feet, and then
delicious lunch meat?
it's almost like mesmerizing, and then they forget that they wonder if it was a dream, if it really happened.
The foot is actually so traumatic on the psyche that it breaks the connections to the memories. It doesn't actually erase the memories. It breaks the connections to the memories. So
10 toes, they're 5 feet.
you know, eventually over
can
time,
stand, I
the
can
connections
walk.
reform. You know, say you get an MRI, the fucking giant.
It's a, so
EM
you, it's a traumatic. It's a traumatic. Almost like it's almost like if you were molested as a child, or if you saw death.
Exactly.
Where it's so traumatic that in order for you to really survive and grow, your mind has to dismiss it.
Exactly. The
Because
connections to the memory
right
just
have
go
to
away.
they have to, because otherwise it will affect your growth.
The only thing you can think of is these feet. I mean, they're just horrifying. Like the stories from these people who have been, you know, touched by the foot monster.
I've heard where the talons on the end of the feet are so sharp that they've actually left claw marks in the pavement.
You know, and a lot of people are speculating that the lore of the chupacabra with the, and the footprints and everything is actually
based
the
on
swamp-footed, gnarly-footed monster.
The gnarly-footed swamp monster.
The gnarly-footed swamp monster.
Right.
I've heard that it
from
was
the marshes of Hampton.
Yeah, and I mean, it came about when Hurricane Nate came to town.
Besides this, you can get rid of some of the, like, permanently get rid of those horrifying memories with a Mind Wipe Prime. And if you want to know more about Mind Wipe Prime, you should call into Reality Brief on Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock.
Wednesday nights,
It's kind of like a Kit Kat.
It's like what?
Clock?
Kind of like a Kit Kat.
Clock?
Mm-hmm.
Meow.
When it strikes 12, you forget you've been there for 12 hours.
Oh.
I wish I could.
Oh,
forget
there
that I've
goes
been
yours.
here.
It's going.
Yep.
It's going.
Is it going? Is it going? Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're gonna have to go out there and.
Oh no, it's just me.
Yeah, this is the last.
At least
this
it's
is
the
the
batteries.
last. Yeah.
At least we know it's the batteries.
It is right.
Yeah. I told you that, and you didn't fucking believe me.
No, I believed you.
I was the guy that did all the buttons and wires and shit in the garage.
No, I believed
you.
you.
Still don't believe me.
No, well, you know, okay. This is done. It's done. Guys, tell my fans I love them. Tell my children I love them.
Fredo, stay away from the light. Stay away from the light.
Dad.
Martha!
Look, it's my brothers. Louis and Edgar. Lord,
all right.
Lord, don't carry me home. Lord, tell my children.
You sound like you're getting ready to start singing a Skinny Puppy song or something. So, look, though, for real,
yeah,
we had this guy on.
Yeah.
What? All right, now everybody's familiar with alien abductions, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's pretty mainstream culture, right? You get you get taken away in the beam of light or whatever, and
Something
those
gets stuck up your ass.
The gray guys are fucking sticking shit on your cock and balls, and they're doing all that weird shit, right? So there's been a lot of speculation as to, you know, why is that happening, right? So a lot of people talk about a hybridization program. So for some reason, these aliens are creating their species and human hybrids.
Oh.
Right, for whatever reason.
Oh, God.
So we had this guy on the other week who claims to be in touch with... All right, are you guys know where Zeta Reticuli is?
Mm-mm.
All right, so there's these beings from Zeta, right? And they're the ones doing these abductions. And the reason why they're hybridizing is because there's something about the human DNA that allows faster than light travel. So, like, with their DNA, they have to take the slow route because they'll get blasted apart or some shit.
Right.
So...
We're the goddamn alien HOV lane?
Pretty much. So, that's why they're doing it. So, he's claiming to be in touch with a group of hybrids, these Zeta hybrids, that have kind of rebelled against the Zeta Empire,
right,
and are trying to stop them from the traumatizing abductions. So, just fill you in on a little bit of my world.
Yeah. Have you guys done sleep paralyzation?
I mean, you mean have we done it? Like, has it happened
Have you
to
guys?
me?
Well, that, and have you guys covered it?
I mean, we talked about it briefly. I mean, it is a pretty common thing that people associate with paranormal activity, but it, it has pretty logical, scientific explanations for the most part. But a lot of the alien abductions, I really do believe in that. I mean, it seems legit to me. I mean, yeah, we would definitely. And that's another thing too. There's this whole string of military abductions coinciding with alien abductions. So there's question too, how much of it is actually alien, how much is military abductions, and if the military is abducting people that are being abducted by aliens, why are they just trying to figure out what's going on?
Aliens will abduct somebody, and then the military will turn around
and abduct them. Abduct the same people that got abducted by aliens.
Figure out what they knew.
Right, I mean, I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if they're trying to, if the military knows there's a UFO, there's aliens, they're obviously immediately first thing, what are they thinking of? Defense. Ooh, how the fuck? So they obviously want to know what the fuck they're doing when they're taking people. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of that. So it's hard to tell with screen memories because there is. I know we were joking earlier. I was talking about the memories and the connections. There is technology that does that kind of shit that fucks with your brain.
Hurricane Nate. Yeah, there's there's chicken, there's lasagna.
So there's a lot of speculation that the alien thing is actually
kind of trapped in the corner here.
Yeah, well, just say excuse me.
What you want to get up?
I guess. God damn. Jesus. Just kidding. Oh, yeah. Hey, Justin, get the fuck off your own show.
Like I'm saying,
yeah, Justin, do some fucking work. Get off your own show and do some work.
If they were my car, I'd go get them.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. I would have got him a while. I would have got him a while ago. Are you going bald?
Ooh, I think you hit a hot button there, man. He went.
No. Did he throw the arms at you? Did he throw bows at you?
No.
Oh, that was he wouldn't care, I don't think. But anyway, so what you're saying is that we've got military people who are kidnapping abductees to find out what's going on.
Maybe, I don't know. That's the thing.
I wouldn't doubt it when because again, if you believe in aliens and you believe in Roswell and stuff like that, then you know that if we did get aliens, that we
got the aliens.
If we did, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
If you subscribe to that, then you obviously we have gotten some aliens, not just their technology, which means that we did to them what we fear they're doing to us when they abduct us.
Right.
Well, with the exception that if they bring them back, we tend to kind of not. Right. You're done. You're done. I don't think any aliens that have been captured are still alive.
Well, according to, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Majestic 12 group. There's been some leaked documents. They haven't been verified, but they've been out for a while. And some of them came from the 50s, and just recently there was another presidential briefing that was leaked from '89.
Oh, so we're going back to
I mean, because you're talking Roswell.
We're talking Bush.
We're talking '89. This last
Bush is 40, right?
The latest one was from that era, but they're highly debated of whether or not they're legit. But according to them, Roswell, we got a ship and we've got bodies. And the next year there was a crash in Aztec, New Mexico, where they got 3 live aliens. And in total, they had, according to these documents, they had 12 live aliens.
Still living.
20-some dead aliens and like a dozen ships.
And you're not only talking...
You're not only talking... anything about Germans in the
You're not only talking...
It's related. You wouldn't think, but it is.
What, you talk about Nazis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. But so we're talking Area 51. We're talking Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Yeah,
we're talking under the Pentagon.
Dulce, New Mexico.
Okay.
What's another one? What's the one that's right by Roswell?
Groom Lake.
No, that's 51.
No, that's 51. Is Groom Lake.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean by these bases?
Well, these are supposedly where aircraft are being kept, where bodies are being kept,
Right.
where aliens are being kept.
In specific
is the big one.
Right. The Area 51, I don't think they actually kept any. They don't keep it there. I think it may have been there at some point when they were experimenting with the shit. I don't think they keep the actual wreckage there.
I think they do. Not now. Here's the thing.
Possible, man.
Because
White Science.
That's the other one. White Science. But I think they do because that's where they do their testing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe in that, they've been doing reverse engineering on the aircraft, the alien aircraft, then it would make sense that when they get to something that we can adapt into our technology, that's where they're going to develop the planes and test them.
According to whistleblower testimony and documents and shit, Area 51, they're well past fucking re-engineering the Roswell section.
Right.
When they're storing the shit, it's gonna be somewhere else.
Right.
So like they're not. I'm pretty sure they're done fucking with all that. You know what I mean? Because according to the stories and shit, we have military planes that are trying. You ever heard people talking about the triangle-shaped UFOs?
Yeah.
Those are allegedly ours.
Really?
Yeah. Based on this technology, alongside of technology that Nazis were developing.
Now when you're talking about the triangle ones. Now this is stuff that's been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
These triangle UFOs.
Roswell was when?
47.
47.
I was going to say 43, but 47.
Yeah, 47. It was after the war. So,
right.
I mean, they've had plenty of time to develop this technology already. On top of, the Germans had anti-gravity technology they were working on.
That
the Haunebu craft. And after World War II, you may or may not be familiar with Operation Paperclip, which is the name that they gave to the CIA's project to recruit all the Nazi scientists.
Okay.
Into
I didn't know the name of it, but yeah, but I where they pardoned them all and brought them all over and said, yeah, we'll
actually against Eisenhower's wishes too, because he said
you can't trust the Nazi scum.
He said you could take the scientists as long as they weren't Nazis,
right.
And they were all Nazis. Yeah. Werner von Braun, big time Nazi.
Right.
I mean, he was the head of their program.
Right.
So they have that too, on top of crashed UFO shits, because the Germans supposedly got a hold of some crashed shit.
That's what I was. That was my next question: is did the Germans have some crashed UFOs?
That's
rumor.
So the myth goes.
Okay, and obviously none of this has been substantiated,
except for that they were actually working on UFO-shaped crafts with that type of technology.
So okay,
that has been substantiated.
All right, so
where they got it?
What is okay? So let's get fact.
Mm-hmm.
What is absolute fact? Right now, we know that the Germans were working on
disc-shaped craft.
Okay.
With anti-gravity technology.
All right, so okay. World War II ends. The Americans, the Allied powers win. And so America,
what scientists and stuff don't escape, because here's another interesting bit of information. The Nazi submarine fleet was huge. They had this giant black operation.
Right. Yeah.
100 some ships.
Right.
Right. Only 2 or 3 of them were ever accounted for after the war, and it was the most advanced shit. They could stay under for weeks at a time. It was fucking crazy back then. Right. So, due to the fact that they were exploring Antarctica and already setting up a base there for a whaling station.
Sure.
Right. It's speculated that a lot of them escaped to Antarctica and continued the program there, developing this technology until they actually got it.
So we have bases in Antarctica that were started by the Nazis,
correct,
which are now under U.S. control.
I don't know. It could still be Nazis down there, man, because there was a thing called Operation High Jump, which happened also in 47, right before Roswell. Now, they sent this admiral down with a giant fucking battle fleet to Antarctica, and they came back like in 2 weeks all fucked up. And they were just like, oh, winter came too fast. Which may be the case.
Right.
But it's just more fuel for the fire. You know.
Right.
What I mean? And
Now here's what I'll tell you. I will tell you that there is a program, or there used to be a program, that I wanted to volunteer for when I was in the Navy, called Operation Deep Freeze, where you would do 6 months in Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
So now.
No, this was different.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is, we would go down. We would go down there. You would go down there you'd train for 6 months, spend 6 months in Antarctica at a base, and then you got right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If the Nazis
wouldn't they know about it?
Right.
They probably do, because this is what I was getting at with the Admiral Byrd shit.
Right.
This was way back then, right afterwards.
Right.
They went down there and encountered that technology. And I almost think that the Roswell craft, the whole crash, it may even be captured technology. Because they went down there, and then right afterwards, the fucking UFO crashes right there at the base. They could have been testing it and trying to get it to work.
Fair enough. Okay, but let's go back to fact.
Okay.
Fact is,
there's plenty of bases in Antarctica. Research stations, military bases.
Right. But let's get away from Antarctica. So World War II happens. The Nazis are working on anti-gravity disc-shaped planes. The United States wins. The United States offers not asylum. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you will clear. No, not asylum. Where you clear somebody's record.
It's like pardon.
Right, pardon. That's it.
Right.
Are willing to pardon a lot of the scientists if they come over and begin to work for the United States.
Exactly.
And they give them, and they put them into witness protection so much.
A lot of them were right here in Hampton, Virginia. A lot of this base housing up and down King Street, there were a lot of Germans that were in that housing.
Right.
Up and down King Street, like the little, boxy houses that everybody's, probably got a friend who lives there. Like, a lot of these guys were right here in Virginia.
So, they come in and they start working on.
Well, here's the thing. Well, they found NASA.
Okay.
All right. But simultaneously, the Soviets have their own Nazis.
Right.
The Japanese have their own Nazis.
The Japanese
have their own Nazis.
Yeah, there were a lot of Germans that were stationed in Japan at the end of the war that it wasn't safe for them to go home. So
right, but the Japanese were under American control at that point.
They had them though. What was it? What was it called again? We did a whole show
Unit 731.
Well, no, that was their.
That was their baby killing.
Yeah, that was their.
That was the human experiment.
That was the Japanese.
Right.
You've heard of Dr. Mengele?
Yeah, that was their version of it, right?
Yeah, it was their version of the Mengele experiment. So it was pretty fucked up.
Okay, so we've got.
And there was Operation Paperclip.
So you've got
there was Operation High Jump, and then there was Operation Aegis. Operation Aegis was after Byrd's fleet left Antarctica. They went down a few years later, and basically they said they were testing nuclear bombs.
They nuked the fuck out of the atmosphere down there.
Well, and they set some nukes off on the Antarctic ice itself.
And that was a joint Russian and U.S. thing.
Yeah, and
now
there have been some very curious joint. That's what Russian and American scientific operations over the years that lend credence to the more exotic theories of hey, maybe there's huge amounts of secret stuff going on in space that the public doesn't know about.
Do the English and the Chinese are they rumored to have A, Nazi scientists, and B?
Britain had a few captured agents.
Right.
I'm sure they may have gotten some, but we're just talking about provable shit right now.
Right, but what I'm thinking is
they got spread around a lot.
So World War II ends.
South America. A bunch of them escaped to South America.
Yeah, but I think they escaped. There's a difference between them escaping and them being pardoned and given new identities.
Exactly.
So the people who escaped to South America lived there illegally, and some bullshit government was giving them.
What you have is a network that pops up of these guys. They all stay in communication.
But
so Fritz in Japan is going to talk to Hans in Sao Paulo, who's going to talk to fucking Krieger up in New York.
You would think that they would go into some sort of witness protection program, but they were actually really lax in their security protocols. They were even allowed to go to Mexico unaided.
Because here's my question. So is he turn him on? Give him some sound.
Shit.
Even though he's joking.
One thing we talk about on Reality Brief, a lot.
Give me some
Wednesdays.
There you go. There you
We
go.
talk about how a lot of stuff that's on TV, like sci-fi and stuff, popular fiction,
Right.
is soft disclosure. And I think there's something that happened in Breaking Bad.
Wait, you
that
see,
counts as
but now you're
soft-disclosure.
taking us back out here. Let's bring it. Let's keep it right here.
Okay.
right,
so
so-
here's what. Let me finish what I'm trying to get at here because I'm trying to bring reality and science
To
fiction
reality brief.
right. So Nazis lose. The what ends up becoming the Security Council of the UN, which is the Chinese, the Americans, the French, the Russian, and Great Britain, are divide up the spoils.
Hey, Nathan.
Is there a chance that part of those spoils ended up being German scientists
Absolutely.
and the alien aircraft?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then Russia would be building its own thing. The UK, the French, the Chinese, and America have all been working with alleged alien aircraft and technology.
Pretty much. So this is what lends rise to the whole secret space program shit. Where
When you say secret space, what are you talking about?
Now, it's kind of just like a generic, general term, but essentially, it's what it works out to be is breakaway civilizations. So
Corporations and
groups of-
government
groups of
operations side by side.
versus countries.
You've got this group of let's just break it. We're talking about Nazis. Let's just
Right.
keep it with that. You got a group of
I'd
say
like to point out
one.
that you guys are slinging truth in here. All of a sudden, there's a vehicle out there with some flashing lights parked in the
It's
side.
been out
Don't
there
worry
all
about
night
it.
since I got here.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's nothing new. No.
That's who died, the pig.
Okay.
Is the animal all right?
All right, so say the Nazis escaped to Antarctica, right? They
Right.
got underground bases there. They get sub-access,
Right.
whole 9 yards, right? They develop this technology, and all of a sudden, they're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone in their understanding of physics and all that shit, right? So they leave Earth. They're checking out the moon. They maybe go to Mars. They're setting up colonies and shit. Their whole society is essentially broken away from ours. And
So there's no borders. That you're talking Russians, you're talking Chinese, you're talking Americans who are Okay, so right now what I'm seeing is the technology, the five security member councils who have divided the German technology, and what I'm understanding is that there's a part of each one of those five that are working together. So you've got the five that are working on their own. We get that with the space race, where the Russians are the first one to put something in, but we are the first one to have people.
And that is what eventually leads to a breakaway civilization, because the people that are in the know and are starting to develop this technology, all of a sudden, they're like gods. The fuck are they doing answering to this government? They're in space. They've got
Already. They're in space already.
Yeah. Well,
Already.
and we're starting to see the beginning of the second space race. The first space race was governments. The second space race is
people.
private companies.
Yeah, so they've been going into space for a while. Not using rockets.
Using
anti-gravity technology.
Okay.
The Treeborg engine.
The Treeborg Mark IV was the Nazi design in the Hanabu, which is what their craft
They're
was
up
called.
to like Mark 7, 8 now.
They may or may not see. They only really had about 7 prototypes. So as far as splitting up the spoils on a physical nature, I don't know.
You ever heard of the Bell?
Our intelligence. Yeah, that's a totally another.
Let's stay with you.
No, this is right here. This is relevant. This is relevant.
Okay.
I swear to fuck, it's relevant.
Okay.
The there was this thing they found in a mine in Poland when the Russians were pushing back the Nazis during the war, called the Bell, and it was a prototype engine.
Okay.
All right, so where the fuck?
Well
was I?
documented.
Yeah.
historical fact.
So they were already in space with anti-gravity, so on and so forth. And you're saying that they're at this point saying fuck the governments.
Yeah, it's like a whole different. I mean, what is a society except for like our society is we're this level of technology,
right?
We're plasma screens. Our culture is this way,
right?
Because this is the way we perceive reality,
right?
Well, all of a sudden, this group of people are on a whole new fucking level. It's again, it would be like the ants. You know what I mean? The human and the ant.
So
almost.
are we looking at now? Let's bring in other supposed conspiracy theories and whatnot. So we're looking at members of groups like the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones, the Masons. Are we looking at people that are part of those groups, or is that just some other bullshit? And we're looking at
the people who run the world on that level are intimately wound in with this shit because they have that knowledge. They're the ones that are. There was a military space race,
right,
that coexisted with the NASA program, which is all this fucking black technology, right? So
everything we have today comes out of that military.
They needed corporations
to fund it,
the military-industrial complex to create it.
Sure,
right? So you've got these corporations that are building these fucking interstellar. Well, I don't know if there's interstellar, there's solar, intersolar,
whatever.
These vessels for these fucking deep black programs and shit. But the corporations have kind of broken away too, and the people that are in control of it are kind of controlling shit here on Earth, just because they like it here instead of living on Mars.
So what you're saying is, and again, so a guy like Clinton or a guy like Bush, who are supposedly part of these elites, are you shaking your head like they're not?
No, those are the puppets.
Okay,
now
so
they are involved.
So now are we talking the George Soroses of the world and the Bill Gates of the world,
no,
or are we still?
We're talking about people that are like in the shadows, like you don't know.
So we don't know names.
No, you're not gonna know these people's names. You know what I mean?
These aren't people that are gonna show up into a conference that's heavily guarded.
They take people,
and a lot of them probably aren't even Americans
that are sitting on the board that retire. They take them out of that and they bring them into that. They bring them into the next level.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so anybody that attends a so-called Bilderberg group meeting where you see them coming in and out.
There's very few people who have knowledge of that on that level. The Bilderberg group is more like a directional meeting. Like you've got a very few people who set the agenda, and then they get all the important people who like the heads of COs, fucking different
minions who are going to carry out this agenda.
Right? Yeah.
They tell them, hey.
This is how it's going to be.
And a lot of their agenda is getting done just, working on human nature, like
pop culture.
Hey, look, just say for 1 second, put your tinfoil hat on and say that, hey, maybe there's a depopulation agenda. Why? I don't know. What's the easiest way to do it? Taint the food supply, right? So let's say you're at the Bilderberg meeting and you're a fucking head of this Apple corporation,
right?
Like the food Apple, not
technology.
Right. And you're like, oh my God, I'm here with Henry Kissinger, and all these people are so important. I'm one of the club, and then all of a sudden, Henry Kissinger comes walking over with his buddy. Hey, John, did you ever meet Mark? Well, fucking Mark's got this awesome pesticide that we're trying to, you should check it out. We get it with your bargain. Oh yeah, of course. He's in the club now. That's how they work this shit. There's not a lot of people that actually know true agenda.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just
compartmentalization the whole way down.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure you're familiar with that being in the military.
Okay, so let's get back to alien aircraft and the space race.
Okay, so the Nazis lose.
Come over, right?
Some possibly escape to Antarctica. The rest of them get divvied up to different programs.
We'll say the five. We'll say the five in the Security Council.
Okay. There's really only hard evidence of 3, but like you said, it's probably all 5.
Right, and you'll give France a couple. You won't give them. You won't give them the top level scientists, but you'll give them the assistants. But you're going to get the assistants who know enough.
There's a lot of that Nazi science that probably went into CERN too.
Right.
The head of the
CERN
Nazi
is on the border of France and Switzerland, which makes sense. Switzerland is the financial capital of the world, so that explains that.
Okay.
So the head of the rocket program went to Russia. His protege, Werner von Braun, came to America.
Hence why it makes sense Russia was the first one into space, even though we end up.
We were first on the moon.
Well, we also were first. No, Russians were the first to put a person in space. No, we were.
Yeah, no, they were. Yuri Gagarin.
They put a dog. We put a monkey. They put a man. We circle. No, they circle for we.
No,
we circle because it was a series of one up
bigger steps. Yeah,
until it was us landing on the moon.
they had the first satellite.
That is kind of like
Right, with
that's
the dog.
public
The
display.
dog, I
That's-
can't remember.
The Krauts had the first rocket,
That's
though.
the public display.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the official space
Right,
program.
right.
That's
That was
not
during
the
the
which
war.
is which
space
is
program.
what we see and
The
we
V2
celebrate.
rockets that they hit
Right.
Britain with actually went into space.
Mm-hmm.
So they were the first ones to get a rocket that has successfully left Earth's atmosphere and re-entered. Came down and hit something.
Okay, so now you got them all split up, spread across the world, right?
Right.
And they've all been, wiped clean, bleached. They're not Nazis no more.
Right.
They get to live their life as normal. And then they start NASA up. They get into the intelligence agencies. They spread all over the country.
Their
like a
ideology
fucking
starts to
hamster,
slowly infect the planet.
So you've got this whole fucking group of Nazis just taking over, like joining in the military-industrial complex, sitting on
Now let me ask
boards.
you something.
Pharmaceuticals,
How many of these people?
industry, education.
How many of these people are true Nazis versus how many people followed the ideology because
It's a good question.
because some people I don't want to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in what the country's saying, but meanwhile they're going to allow me to do my work.
Right.
And not harass me if I say Heil Hitler. So I say it. Hitler gets defeated. I had I didn't give a shit. I didn't follow. I don't believe the Jews should be exterminated. I didn't care.
Right.
I wanted to work on this stuff.
I'm sure a lot of them.
So
were
when
like that.
so when we start to talk about infiltrating the country, especially today's,
Well,
and
obviously, the ones who weren't true Nazis at heart
Right.
didn't have that agenda.
right. But I think it's important to
Well,
point
even,
that out
even
because
von Braun said he was a lot more interested in building spaceships
Sure.
than he was in
which
in
most people
eradicating any particular
which
people.
let's call it. Let's be honest. Most armies, I believe, have some kind of loyalty to their country, but are not in a exterminating mindset. Like if we go to fight somebody in the United States, I know this, I would speak for myself and every military member I personally know, we're not over there to wipe out Muslims or wipe out Italy if we fight Italy or wipe out Russia. We're over there to win a war, and when we're done, we want to come home. We're not, now Nazis wanted to wipe out people, or at least the ideology is right. So that's why it's important to me, because when we start talking about bringing Nazi scientists over, and they start to infiltrate, and they start to assimilate, and they start to pass on their ideologies, whether they're passing on these anti-Semitic, anti-Gypsy, anti-Eastern European ideologies.
The scariest part to me is just the whole authoritarian angle.
Well, it's not even really that so much. Let me just bring it back a little bit further to the creation of the Nazi Party.
Okay, so now we're looking at right after World War I. The German people, even though they didn't start the war, get dragged into the war, get blamed for World War I, and now have to pay the price.
Right.
Let's remember that.
Everybody's definitely pissed.
Right.
Everybody's pissed and hungry.
But we got to remember that when we talk about Germany and what starts it, Germany did not start World War I, but because of alliances that were made, ended up becoming the key player on the side opposite of the United States, and ended up being held responsible.
And they paid dearly for it.
They ended up being held responsible, and I think that's a good place to start when we start talking about Germany coming out of World War I.
So during that time period, you're familiar with occultic groups.
Sure.
Cultists.
Thule Society,
the
Frill
main,
Society.
The main secret society cult back then was the Thule Gesellschaft.
The what?
Thule Gesellschaft.
Okay.
THULE.
All right. So now the Thule Society, they are the ones who started the original Nazi Party. Okay, it wasn't originally the National Socialist German Workers' Party.
Okay.
It was something an adaptation of that. I can't remember exactly. I think it might have been just the DAP,
right?
Like the German Workers' Party.
Okay.
Hitler is working for the German army, right?
Okay.
The Nazi Party springs up. The German army sends him as an intelligence officer to spy on it, right?
Okay.
He gets googly-eyed over the shit, right? He eventually gets installed by the cultists to lead the party.
Okay.
All right? So
the National Socialist Party.
It eventually turns
it grows into that.
It grows into that.
Okay.
Yeah, it started off as just the German Workers' Party.
Right. You've got the beer hall push and all that shit. You know about all that shit. We don't have to go all there. The point is, Hitler from the very beginning was surrounded by these occultists who are in this shit, the Black Sun and all that, and they were doing allegedly channeling, which is where the Vril Society is, a small sect of the Thule Gesellschaft.
Right.
Right. But their core ideology is one that's shared across many occult groups, right? Skull and Bones, fucking, and it all goes back to the teachings of Madame Blavatsky.
Okay.
So there's a link there all the way back in the fucking beginning. You know what I mean? The ideology isn't so much kill the Jews. That was more of like a scapegoat.
Sure. The easy way to motivate the people is to look for a scapegoat.
Slave labor.
Right. I got that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
their motivating factor was this. That's why you always hear about.
Blaming any particular, blaming the Muslims, blaming the Mexicans. It's all the same game. You create some scapegoat for the
for the general populace to start to feel it's not your fault.
You feel nationalist sentiment,
Jones,
right?
Right. The fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Sure.
Right. Almost a true story. Right. The SS had this group called the Ahnenerbe that used to go out and search for ancient artifacts because they believed it was high technology from the past,
right?
Whether it be extraterrestrial or
whatever. So they're you're quote unquote occultist, and you're looking for the Ark of the Covenant,
the Spirit Destiny, all that shit.
But the reality is, they're not saying that this is where the tablets of the Ten Commandments are. It's alien technology.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they're using Vedic texts, which is the ancient Hindu shit. And I don't know if you've ever seen like Ancient Aliens or something where they're talking about the
I'm vaguely familiar with all that stuff.
There was a Stargate movie where they found the Ark of the Covenant, and it was basically a generator that was capable of you could put it in a ship and give it warp drive.
So they've got all this ancient knowledge combined with crashed discs and alleged channelings of an ET race. Right. Combined to make this technology.
Okay.
Right. And like I said, the ideology isn't so much anti-Semitism and all that. It's based on what Madame Blavatsky created and the 7 races and Atlantis and all that shit.
Okay. So essentially what you're talking about is a person finds a car, finds the manual, right? And then finds some tapes with somebody explaining how to work it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're smart enough, you can put it, even though you've never seen a car, you can figure out what it is, what the parts are, and how to get it moving.
Right.
This is what we're talking about when you bring all of this together, talking about alien alien vehicles that might exist, put together with ancient languages, and then put together with
channelings of
right.
race. So, and this is happening in the 30s. This is before the war ends, and if it went longer,
before the war starts.
No. I'm talking about the channelings. Now we're moving forward a little bit.
Okay. So now
taking power at this point.
Okay,
He's been installed by Thule.
Right. And we're moving along. He's taking over Poland. He's taking over France. We haven't.
Now,
the United States hasn't.
Before the war, there was a period from 33 to 37, where most of the crazy occultic stuff is like the best documented before the war broke out.
Right.
Yeah. So you've got all the people that Hitler is surrounded with, Himmler, all of them, fucking high ranking in the society. It's documented. Right. This isn't a secret. It's just not known. It's not well known.
Right.
So they're working on this in the 30s. Fast forward to 1972 and the first Black Triangle sighting with the radiation burn in Australia.
Right.
You're talking 40 fucking years of working on something. So yeah, I think they had Black Triangles in the 70s.
Interesting.
Those might have been the TR1Bs and the
What
TR2s.
Where are we at here, time-wise? We still got some time. Good.
What's it?
You know what? I feel like this always happens. There comes a point in the 24 hours where I feel like I'm the guy interviewing people.
That's what I felt like during the WrestlePal segment.
Well, we needed you. Were you going to give me the keys to your car to go into your car and pull up the?
I actually had a relevant wrestling related question too earlier when you guys were talking about wrestling. But you know what it is like. I don't watch wrestling. I never have. It's never been anything that I really got into. So when you guys are talking about it, I feel like how most people probably feel when they hear us talking about Nazi spaceships, and,
yeah, but
$11 trillion budget holes, that sort of thing. Like most people they gloss over, they tune out. Like
right. Well, it's hard not to get caught up in conspiracy theory. It really is.
Well, I mean,
but you know what our first show was about? Was about the huge sums of money missing out of every country's budget.
Sure.
And not just like millions. We're talking, what was it, like $11 trillion missing?
Just from the U.S.
Just from the U.S. in 1 year.
11.
That's like
military spending. Where'd it go? I don't know.
All right.
It's unaccounted for.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
And it's not just
he's
us.
got sticky fingers.
Russia, Japan, the big five you were talking about, all those, Australia, India,
So now, if all of these countries have a group, a joint secret space program,
right,
coexisting with other programs, you have the corporations that have been able to break away because they've been the ones making their program pretty much essentially paralleled the military program until they got to a certain point.
There's Monarch, there's Kruger, there's ICC.
They've got this shit up here, and they're giving the military this.
Why, if we have this joint space program, do we still have countries vying for power? Do we still have problems
the
with
joint space program is in the deepest of black,
right?
So nobody even knows about it. Of course, on the surface, everybody's vying for power.
Right,
it's business as usual to everybody else. You're talking about a group of people who have essentially formed a new society, highly more advanced than ours, and have broken away from us and are just using us. Essentially,
why not take over the world and make it this utopia then? Why not make it a one world government, which we know since Bush 43, we've been trying. You've been trying to kind of slowly start pushing to a one world government anyway.
And that's what groups like the Trilateral Commission and the CFR were founded to usher in.
Right.
There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of stories about. I'm sure you're probably familiar with ancient alien hybridization.
Sure.
Right. So. One theory is that these people who are in control, the cabal groups, the Illuminati, whatever
you want to call them,
right? They are part of a bloodline that have either a specific ET DNA or a trait, whatever.
Sure.
And thinking that bringing the alien factor into this now, okay, this is where most of the conspiracy people stop, like your Alex Joneses and all that. They talk about the banks and they talk about the people running shit on Earth,
sure,
but they ignore the alien question. Now, if you bring the alien shit into it, and we really are hybridized back in the day for whatever reason, right? That's probably what it's all got to do with. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did they not just take over the Earth?
Why
Maybe
not?
The Earth is a farm. I mean, who?
But when you talk about a farm, what are you talking? Here's the thing. Okay, if you're talking about a farm, what's the purpose of the farm? It's not humans. It's not as food or
consciousness.
Something. What do you mean?
All right, so there's a lot of stories coming out of these people who claim to be involved with this shit that there's a technology to create essentially robots, right? But they need to be driven by human consciousness, and they have the technology to be able to bring your consciousness into something else, like record it to a computer and put it back into a brain, right? So they're creating these cyborg type devices
for
sale
to other aliens,
ET species. So
really,
the corporate conglomerate is allegedly trading with over 500 different ET species, and their biggest commodity being these cyborg units.
But
apparently,
again,
drugs are big too. Apparently, they love cocaine and the Pleiades.
See, that's when to me you start kind of getting into. But here's the thing. People, we get people who disappear. We get people who, but not enough. Where I think you would, with 6 billion people on this planet, the majority will die naturally, accidentally, murdered. Mm-hmm. It's not something that you plan. Okay?
Right.
I don't know when I'm going to die. You don't know when you're going to die. So the chances of us being monitored to the point where it's like, okay, I want this one. Mm-hmm. Let me pluck them out.
Well, see, when they want someone, they just take them.
But why not do that for the whole planet? Where it's like, remember Logan's Run? You turn 30, bam, we take you.
Well,
so why not do something? Because there's got to be something.
Well, they're essentially turning you into a slave. You know what I mean?
Right. So you live your life here, and at some point you're going to be a slave.
There's a lot of talk. See, it's unclear because it's a lot of speculation, and it relies on a lot of people who say they've been involved with things.
Sure.
There's no tangible, solid evidence I can hand you and say, hey, it's just observing things and trying to put shit together. You know what I mean? So a lot of the whys, it's like, I don't know. I don't think anybody could possibly know. If there's aliens here interacting with our government for whatever reason, maybe there's not enough of them to take over. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people on the planet.
Sure. But that's now. There weren't as many back in the 40s.
Right, that's true.
So,
but it could be to do with this hybridization process. Maybe they've been cultivating us.
Don't get on the ships.
However long, and they keep. That's what the abductions are about. They're scooping us up, checking us out, maybe making some adjustments.
Wasn't that actually a site? Don'tGetOnTheShips.com?
Yeah. So you could put whatever motive you want to it because you don't know. No one knows. But the thing about it is the amount of evidence of unexplained shit and all that, all this lumped together. There's something going on.
And I agree with you there, which is what makes it interesting to me. And I think it makes it interesting to a lot of people. And here in the past hour, we brought up some stuff based on fact. Mm-hmm. We're not, and that's kind of why I want to stay away from like aliens like cocaine, because that's when people start going
making a bad joke.
Yeah. But we gotta. But when we talk about this, you can't make those kind of jokes. And God knows, I love fucking jokes more than anybody.
What if I told you I wasn't joking?
Then no one's gonna pay attention to you, because at that point you're starting to get. You're already talking about something that's far-fetched, and now when you start to get even more far-fetched, now you start to lose people. Which is one of the reasons I'm not joking. It's all I do is joke, because
we basically just scratched the surface of what we talk about. So if we were to unload all the barrels at him at once, with him not being familiar with even the Nazi thing,
right,
he would just be like,
"Yeah, now I think you're nutbags, and fuck this."
You know what I mean?
And so again, I love to joke. I have a great sense of humor. I fuck around about everything. But when I do shit like this, I don't joke, and I don't joke because I want people to understand.
We had a guest
logically.
Okay,
to understand logically why
we joke around on our show because
we
it's
joke
4
too.
people who are in.
Right.
But for real. We had a guest who said that as part of his experience in the whole, what he called the 20 and Back program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically when you're abducted and you spend some time off-world as part of this,
student exchange kind of program.
In the employ of one of these secret agencies, one or more. And you spend some time off-world, and then, you get put back, and they age regress you to the age you were at. So it was like when you get back, it's like 15 minutes after the time you left.
Okay, now I know it sounds fucking ridiculous.
Well, it sounds ridiculous from the get, which is.
No, I'm just telling you.
But that's
this
interesting.
Isn't our story. This
is. It takes a lot of leaps of
faith.
Okay, so they're developing this anti-gravity technology. There are leaps and bounds ahead of us in their understanding of physics.
Sure.
Okay, is time travel possible? I don't know. If you travel back in time, does it create a new timeline, which creates a new reality?
All right, so we're talking about multiverses.
All right, so if they have the ability to capture your consciousness, is it possible that they're coming in, capturing your consciousness, putting it in one of these robots or another meat bag? You're doing your fucking thing, and then they travel your consciousness back into your body right after they took it. So now you have all these memories of this.
Well,
lifetime.
you're talking now a whole new dimension, right? Because we live in a 3-dimensional society.
Right.
Okay.
We're stuck in the 4th dimension, moving forward at one time in what we perceive to be a relatively constant speed.
Right. And that's time is the 4th dimension, correct?
Right.
Okay, so you're talking about actually a 5th dimension.
Right, you're moving sideways in possibilities.
Actually, what I'm talking about is a parallel a parallel 3D, meaning you got to think about it as in every possible outcome to anything. There is a reality which exists that it happened.
Right.
So that's what I mean about different timelines.
Right.
So
there's a timeline where Justin is actually holding this interview.
Right.
There's a timeline where you guys are doing the 24-hour. You're drunks.
And you're coming over talking about
and I'm coming over talking about this.
Uh-huh.
There's a timeline where this is not happening.
Exactly. There's a timeline where we've never even met. I'm dead. He's dead.
Right. I'm dead. I have a beard.
There's a timeline where the planet is blown up.
Right.
Right. So people generally think about time as being this linear thing, this static
linear,
line, right? Well, in reality, it's more like a web that repeats in on itself. You know, you got to think of like the Fibonacci sequence and shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, even if we look at it as, past, present, future, we still look at time in 24-hour cycles in 365 days. Right.
It's linear.
It's linear, but it still comes around circles.
Right.
It's
that's got to do with the rotation of the planet.
Right. But I mean, even as we look at time as linear, I was born 0 years, 1 day, and I'm going to die X amount of years, X amount of months in a linear way. But we do still look at it in a circular way, 24-hour periods, 60 minutes. After that, we start a new hour, and we go back to the beginning. So
what I mean by that, though, is time is more of like a fractal in nature. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like a Mandelbrot set.
Yes.
A what?
A Mandelbrot set.
That's the toy with another one inside, and
no, that's similar. I mean, that's the idea, the general
it's like
principle.
The trippy zoom in videos that you watch while you're.
Yeah, it's essentially an object that no matter how far you zoom in on it, it always repeats itself.
Okay.
Right. So time is like that. It's what I mean. It's not a linear thing, and so it's this weird shape, right? Just picture this weird shape.
Yeah.
If you zoom in over here and just go on forever, it's the same as if you zoom in over here and go on forever. And if you stop and change position, and then if you zoom in for a while and then stop and move over here and zoom in, it's always going to be the same. It's the mathematical sequence of it.
All right. I think that's where we got to kind of end it because it's almost time. It's almost the top of the hour.
If you look at a whole tree,
you gonna handle it? You gonna handle it?
No, I'm turning it over to you though because it's a.
Oh, I gotta produce the fucking thing?
Don't get shitty. You don't have you're the one who had the fucking mics in your car.
You haven't fucking produced a show in months. Get to work.
I'm just saying. Don't get shitty. You could have given me the keys. I would have went and got that. I was saying, hey, we need to get the mics.
Give me the mics.
I told you that after saying like I told you that after like 20 minutes of saying, hey, we need the mics. Hey, we need the mics.
I was gonna pull something else up. No, I got it. I got everything I need. You okay? Did you fall asleep or something? No. You were going to sleep?
Are you guys? Are you and Matt ready to come back out?
Nope.
No, do you want to go get him?
It's all pretty blown up.
Where's the thing? Okay, I'm not gonna find it now.
What are you looking for?
There it is. It is on the desktop.
Do you have a good nap? No. Do you have a bad nap?
Pull up just news, stupid Drudge Report. Headline: Nate blows. That's great for me.
That's awesome. I'm gonna look at that right now.
I'm thinking, what?
All right, now headline: Nate blows.
Headline.
Biloxi slammed. Casino parking lot underwater.
Oh, no, not the casino.
So you know what that means, and of course now they're gonna start to say Trump doesn't care about Mississippi.
All right, we need to, because we actually have to do the thing with the thing. So it's kick, hat, clack time. Hey, what the fuck is that cat looking at? Whenever the bell sounds,
Bing bong.
That means it's 1:02, and that's what time it is, right? Yeah.
Bing bong.
Wait. Oh, he's gonna do it. So it is 1:02 a.m. And that's what time it is, right? Meow.
Yeah, right. Meow.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Right.
Meow. And of course, the Kit Kat clock is brought to you by Bojangles.
Bojangles.
The Cajun filet biscuit combo where, I don't know, there's some tea. The chicken is fallen. Somebody catch that. Hey, fries. Oh, the tea. And there's the couch.
The chicken's falling. Somebody catch that. That's awesome. Somebody catch that.
All right. And this. Hopefully it works. Nope. Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. It doesn't seem like that works, so who knows? Yeah. I haven't even had a chance to fuck with it yet. So, all right, we got to cut the feed, so we will be back in, I don't know, soon? Here, I'll even put this up. The stream starts soon. We just had nothing but Nate's belly there for. So we'll be back soon, and it's All Day Drunks. We'll be back.
Are you going to get a...